Circumcised. Philanthropy. Stupid stuff. Supercross. Hey. Nipple. Machete. Fashion. A scintillating bloodbath. A hellacious fury. Evil. Cannabis. Interesting things. Awesome. Radio. Tigers, elephants, orangutans, lions, bears. They'll make you stare. Dragons, salamanders, fish in the sea. Know what I mean? Jason Ellis. Fuck you. Michael Tully. I'm not very sexy. Andrew Groove. Absolutely. Kevin Kraft. Don't worry, we got them the bases covered. And Will Pendarvis. Fuck yeah, I'm Will Pendarvis. Live from Hollywood. Awesome blowing up. This is the Jason Ellis Show. Don't get back.
What up, everybody? Welcome to the things. It's gonna be a great show. I mean, it already is. We're live. But seriously, I've been thinking about the streets. I was on the streets last night. The streets are fucked up, and we need help. And I think if it's like this in our city, it's like this in a lot of other cities. And instead of just sitting around, you can get up and you can do something about it. You don't have to puff up either. That's usually what I would do. That's like some mental childhood scarring. But there's other ways to do this. We can solve it together, I believe. We just need like will and, you know, we need a team. We need to be motivated somehow together. And I think I found a song that can motivate all of us to join Will and fight for the rights of the streets and get these fucking assholes out of the way. Right, Will? Yeah, Will Can't Be Beaten, this song's called. This is an Australian song. This is a huge hit in Australia when I was a little boy. Rose Tattoo. I didn't even know I found this song last night. How good is this, Will? Listen to it. It's you. Come on, Will. Will can't be beaten. See? Will can't be beaten. We gotta fight, Will. Yeah. Justice. Roar, Will! Here comes Will! Will can't be. Good, right? Those of you that don't know who Angry Anderson is, you would know Angry Anderson from the movie Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. I think that was the biggest hit he made on America. He's the little bald guy with the Chinese lady mask on a broomstick behind him, so it's like above his head. He's that guy. Pretty cool outfit. Oh, you got the video? Oh, fucking g'day! The video is about as g'day. Okay, there's no more g'day. That's the highest level of g'day that there's ever been in the history of music. Or
this is the era of rock and roll, which existed simultaneously here in the U.S., where the budget consisted of let's find the grungiest alley and all pose in front of the wall.
It's fucking. I mean, are they plugged in right there? They gotta be, right? Because they're not even like. They are. Angry had no teeth. He had no teeth then. God, he was cool.
They do appear to be plugged in.
Yeah, no, they're because they don't fake it, Michael. Ever. They're not going to act. You know?
Well, he's lip syncing.
I know.
Right, yeah, right. But they did go to the trouble of plugging in, and you can see the cables coming out of their guitar, and you can see them heading back ampward, so. Yeah, that's real. That's real Rose Tattoo.
And then
Famously covered by Guns N' Roses.
I was listening to another song. I got this thing figured out now in my studio at my house. If I got that chair from, is it Skin? The skull chair.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah, I really love that chair. And if you lean back and sing in the chair, it actually has like a bit of a, what's the sound? Like when you sing in a bathroom?
Like a bit of an echo chamber?
Yeah, it has a little bit of an echo chamber. So I'll go in there and I'll sing my little songs to myself. It's like singing in the shower, but, you know, it's my room and no, you can't really hear me, so that's what I like to do in there. And, but then I figured out, if you turn I did a radio show last night, because I can't stop. I did a radio show last night for nobody. I did I think I did like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours of radio by myself, breaking down some songs and just really talking, out of my ass about absolutely everything.
But that'll be a podcast, I'm assuming.
No one.
Oh, I see.
I recorded and put it on CD, and I told Katie to keep it and give it to Andrew if I die. So it's like,
oh wow, final.
No
testament.
No. No, I didn't say anything like that. No, there's plenty more where that came from. I just feel like they'd be good if I die. You could play him on here or whatever, because it's like new stuff, you know.
It's good thinking.
Thanks. Yeah, Katie was like, "That's a bit dark," and I'm like, "I'm not gonna die, but if I die, everybody dies. If I do die, I did a whole bunch of stuff you can still listen to. Maybe something really good is on there. Maybe not." Anyway,
I look forward to mournfully.
Yeah. You'll be around for it. So then I found Alice in Chains. I remember this album cover where the dog with the one leg, and that was kind of. You remember that Alice in Chains album? It was kind of. It was
third one.
Yeah, it was like the last one,
yeah.
And it wasn't as good as the other ones.
No.
But it did have like 2 or 3 songs on it that could have made it on the other album before it.
Okay, so they did Facelift, and that was the breakthrough One Man in the Box, We Die Young, Sea of Sorrow, and then Dirt, which is, I think, widely regarded as the best one. Wood was on there from the single soundtrack as well, and also Angry Chair, the classic. And then you are talking about, the self-titled. Yeah, not always.
Oh, it's self-titled, okay.
But frequently when a band can't even come up with a name.
You think that's what they just couldn't come up with on just fuck it, it's Alice in Chains?
I've noticed that from other bands.
Well, anyway, if I can get everybody in here, especially Will and Andrew, but maybe Betsy, you can stay out because I don't think you want to be a part of this one. I think I'll do you a favor. But I was listening to some of these songs on, and there's this song is okay. Wait, where is it? It's like it's like the last riffs that Alice in Chains had. It's just not as good. And then this song is kind of weak sauce, but it's got such a weird, like he's just milking himself. Like this is like, how much more can I get of my catchy thing that I do? Like, so and these are like the end ones. It's kind of like, I'll just do, just he's doing all of them.
We've all milked ourselves. I mean,
right.
You know.
But I figured out how to. I sing these songs. It's like singing in the shower. I like to sing in a spot where I don't even have to be critical of myself because I'm not tone deaf, and if I hear myself off, it ruins it. So I just sing, loud as fuck in my own little chair. And then because I was doing a show, then I realized, because I was just playing music and talking about it, and then sometimes I'm like, this is never going to be heard, so I don't need to keep talking. Like if I like this song, I'll just listen to it. And then I'm singing, and then I can hear myself on the mic, and I'm like, wait, the mic picks up. And then I'm like, if I turn it up really loud in my headphones and use the mic in the chair, it like made a really good mix for me to sing in the song. I'm not cool, alright? I'm not trying to. I'm a fucking loser. I don't care what anyone thinks.
I used to have a toy like this when I was a kid, where you could play cassettes, and there was a microphone attached to it, and you could sing along to it, and it would put like a little effect on your voice, so you sounded cool.
That box Sirius XM made for me is like 10 grand. And I'm using it for the exact same thing that Tully was using before when he was a baby. Because that's the most fun I've had out of it so far. I love my podcast, but I was having a blazing time. But anyway, this song is really hard to sing. It's got a lot, he's trying to do a lot of stuff, and I thought, nobody. I don't know anybody in. I mean, maybe Tully will get close, but you're gonna sound like an idiot no matter what. Because he goes too hard. It's too tricky for us.
Are we gonna try to sing this?
Yeah, no, not just these fucking when he does his catchphrase stupid shit.
Okay.
And I wanted you to explain to me, Will, what is this song about? Because I remember this song and all I know is carton size, and I thought, because I don't listen to lyrics because I'm too dumb, carton size, I thought he was threatening someone that they'll be gone and looking, and then the carton size, his photo will be on a carton size. I was like, that's the coolest threat ever, but that's not what it's about at all.
I guess it's about heroin.
Yeah, a safe bet at this stage of their career, or really any stage, would be heroin.
Yeah, that's
sludge factory. What does that mean?
That's your butt.
Wait, my butt is a sludge factory?
Yes.
Man.
Yes. Go on.
Okay, so anyway, it's the... I don't know how to fast forward.
Corporate ignorance.
I don't...
That's heroin.
Well, I'll wait till it gets to the thing, but you've got to... Everybody should try and do it. Yeah, I actually think that the person who'll come closest is Cool Beans.
Yeah, me too.
Because Cool Beans can do a high note.
He's got the rock and roll voice.
But it's not a rock. He doesn't do this rock. He does he's doing a really high...
Will knows how to affect
Oh, yeah.
Will's got to get it best.
Oh, that's not it. Here you go.
Yeah, give me
Can you do that, Andrew?
Give me the effect. I can do that.
Okay, now
So is he just going like falsetto, like? Oh yeah.
I knew it would be good.
Pretty much.
Give me the effect.
Can you wait?
I mean,
With
Will
the
thinks he
effect.
can nail it.
Can't
With the effect.
How do I can't rewind
just
it.
give me the effect thing. The
Can
mic.
you rub it back a little?
I don't know how to do that. How do you do that?
You should be able to like press and then drag back, maybe like.
Oh wait, yeah, look. Oh fuck yeah.
Tech 101.
Oh, I'm now the executive producer of the Jason Ellis Show. I feel very powerful. You're all fired. It's too hot. Okay. I'll give you an effect. Wait.
Give me the. Give me the.
Oh fuck! Sorry. You're warming up. That's cheating. That's cheating.
What?
That's good.
I know. He's gonna beat you easily.
It's like he's back.
Okay. Here we go.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's way more collective soul. Yeah.
Look here, she.
That was a huge hit. Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that if you had the little vocal effect that makes you harmonize on here.
Yeah, that's what it
That's
is.
exactly what.
All right, Andrew.
Yeah.
So were they recording it
Yeah,
with
what's
the
the-
harmonizer?
Andrew.
on?
Here comes Andrew.
Go.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We need to dry one of those.
Right.
Yeah.
You should go ahead and start Andrew in chains.
The way he says, "Oh yeah," makes you
Can-
think he forgot his keys or something.
Can we set up? Can we?
Oh, yeah.
Can we do the thing where he has the headphones on and he just sings it and with no?
I would just plug my headphones into your phone.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
You have to.
Oh yeah.
The craziest
Oh,
thing
it
is,
doesn't fit.
this
Oh.
isn't even as stupid as it got for Lane Staley. Now, was it?
No, this was Like I said, there was a couple of songs I thought were okay on here.
But I mean, their chord changes, the sound of the guitar, the harmonies, all that stuff really melted together well.
I think Jerry Cantrell could just make up a. I mean, he had an album by himself after it all, which was as good as the last album that Alice in Chains made, and it didn't even have Lane on it. He just handled it by himself.
Yeah, that's the thing. They weren't both Dead Men Walking. Just one of them was.
Yeah.
And Jerry was writing the songs.
I know.
Yeah, I mean, by that time he was probably hiding in the apartment.
But he was singing the backup, and to me, the hardest vocal to like do that, like to harmonize with somebody is easy, but to do that falsetto, the little off one, it's every time I ever tried to do that, because I was in a band, we did Alice in Chains cover a couple of times, and I remember thinking, I can't fucking do it. I can't do the exact key, the opposite key of what the singer's doing to make it sound like that.
Right, sing the same thing but a fifth higher.
Yeah, it's a fifth higher. That's okay. But he's playing guitar. He's playing the guitar at the same time.
A lot of times he's just an octave up. You know, he's just singing the same part, but just an octave higher.
For some reason, that became very difficult to me. But anyway,
I suck at harmony.
Are you ready, Andrew?
Yeah. So, all right.
You don't just sing into both mics. You don't need that one so much.
I gotta figure out how to.
There you go.
God damn it.
Just get the big one. There you go. This one will have you. This will help you over
Sing
here.
along even if you don't know the words.
2 minutes into Sludge Factory if you want to join in.
Oh, he did not.
For me. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Rock and roll, baby.
Yeah, that was solid.
Crushed it, right?
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
You really knocked that out of the park. Man, it's really tells the story when you take the effect off.
Yeah, it does.
Everybody else wants to do that, I guess. That is embarrassing. And the next thing I have is, what the fuck is Dan Soder and everybody? I'm so confused as to who's trying to fight everybody. There's a fight going. Ellis Mania might start early this year, and the Hard Rock wanted me to do Ellis Mania earlier, like in the summer. But I'm very confused as to who wants to fight. Dan Soder wants to fight. Ari Shafir wants to fight. Lewis, but I don't. But Sam Tripoli said that Ari won't fight Lewis. He'll only fight him. I don't understand, but they're all. And then there's another guy from another podcast that he's in, and I'm like, in what?
So Legion of Skanks have always had like a physical element with their podcast.
Yeah, he sent a video showing that he was doing some jiu-jitsu with fans or something.
Yeah, and Lewis has done a bunch of stuff. He's got the show with Michael Bisping that he does, and like boxes and does stuff like that. And Ari's always talking a bunch of shit. And in the past, we've had Ari come in and offer to fight Sam Tripoli.
Yeah.
I think Lewis was like, something must have happened between Lewis
and
and Ari.
They sent me a video of Ari choking out Lewis.
Yeah, because the issue with Ari is that he only wants to do jiu-jitsu. He doesn't want to box. At least that's been the case with Sam in the past.
Yes.
And so I think he used his jiu-jitsu skills on Louis J. Gomez, and now they want to make it a real fight. I don't know if Ari wants to fight Lewis, though. I think Ari just wants to fight Sam.
Right,
because Dan wants to be a referee somehow. The Bonfire, Legion of Skanks, Punch Drunk Sports, it's all like a podcast type thing.
I know. Look, I appreciate the free advertising, but I'm not sure anybody, like, I don't think anybody realizes that at the end of the day at Ellis Mania, you have to punch each other in the face. Otherwise, everybody that doesn't know all you guys, even though I'm sure if you know the Jason Ellis show, you know all those guys, you can't. I'll allow a jiu-jitsu match. I mean, I'm fully into that, but you got to choke him out. You know what I mean? It's not fake. It's funny, but it's not fake.
I think Ari would choke out Sam if given the opportunity.
Does Ari know jiu-jitsu or something?
I believe he has done stuff with Eddie Bravo in the past.
Okay. But I feel like all of them know Eddie.
Yeah.
Look, like I just don't understand who wants to fight, and the whole old referee. No, you will not referee. The referee is Joel Mills, and that's Ellis Mania. You know what I mean? Like, you can't. That's like Brock Lesnar's coming to the UFC again, and he's bringing his own referee. Like, you guys got to slow down. You can all come. You can all fight each other, and I mean, if you're a ref, you're gonna get hit too. That's the way it works. But yeah, if anybody can figure that all out, get to the bottom of who actually wants to fight each other, I'm all about that. And then that actually, because of these phone calls about Ellis Mania coming early, I was like, I've got to do something cool, and I was wondering if I could fight Uriah Faber in a proper boxing fight, like 3 rounds, because we did scrap for 1 minute, and you know, I mean, sure he won, but I got some shots in, and I was tired and not ready, and he isn't in the UFC anymore. He's retired, which means Dana White, I'm not sure, can't. I'm pretty sure he can't stop him.
I would assume that's the case.
Aren't you going to be tired and not ready this time too?
No.
You're going to be awake and ready?
Yeah, I'll be like, I'm not fighting anybody before it. I'll fight just him that night, and I'll go like, I'll do a boxing camp for it, and I'll fucking patch his little ass up. I'll give him 5 chins.
I thought you had
That's straight threats right there.
given up, fighting.
Yeah, but entertainment fighting. Ellis Mania. Just end it? Should I just end it? Just give up everything?
No, I'm just asking a question. I'm just posing.
See these other people doing these events,
Uh-huh.
trying to bite my shit.
Yeah.
Think I'm just gonna give it up? No. I started this gangster shit.
You're going to end it.
No,
wait, you're not going to end it. Gotcha.
He's little. His punches don't hurt. They don't hurt. Got a very big head. I've been doing HGH lately, so hopefully my head will get even bigger. And steroids.
You'll get the stem cells. And
I'll
then
get the
you'll be
stem.
Like a completely new.
Thank you, Andrew.
Yeah.
And then I will annihilate Uriah Faber.
Hips, knees, everything's gonna work like.
Oh my God! I might fight Sheikh Cowan after that
Bring Forrest into the ring,
right?
Keith.
Oh,
Yeah.
Forrest doesn't want me. He knows that he'll lose to me. We almost got him in 1 minute. I could have had him if he didn't wrestle me so much. I believe I've got the hands to defeat Forrest Griffin if he's listening too. I gotta do shout. I gotta put people out. You know, fuck it. Matt Serra called me. I am a tough guy. Let's box, Matt Serra, at Ellis Mania. You versus me.
No,
3
Jason.
3-minute rounds.
No, Jason.
What?
What? I'm just saying, maybe in the heat of the moment, are you going to go home tonight and be like, oh shit, shouldn't have said that about Matt?
Well, you're not looking at it the right way. You're looking at if he did it, it would be an honor.
Right. No, I know how
I'm
you're
not
saying.
angry at him.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's really gonna box me. This is cool.
Right.
I mean, losing is losing. Losing for the fans, that's awesome.
So have you reached out to Uriah? He's reachable, right?
I do have his number. Yeah, I only thought about it last night because of all these other people. So, yeah, I think I will reach out to him. See what's up. See if
Is he
wants to go.
the number 1 target in your book?
He was the first one that came to mind because I knew he retired, and I knew that there was a, and I felt like that 1 minute was, seemed like the most that everybody enjoyed. For me, everyone was like, that was the coolest thing I've seen.
Yeah, it was the most memorable part. For
Right?
sure.
So maybe we could create that again. He seemed to not, he handled himself just fine. And it's only 9 minutes. It might not even be 9 minutes if he's serious. If he shows up without jeans on, I might be and a baseball cap on. I might be in some serious
It might be a
shit.
super quick night.
Yeah, but that's okay. That's okay.
I think we gotta get him off the movie sets. I think he's in the new
No way.
Rampage, the big rock movie that comes out this
That's
weekend.
awesome.
Yeah, I think he's one of the helicopter dudes.
A helicopter dude, huh?
Yeah, like a policeman flying in a helicopter shooting the
Yeah.
giant ape.
Oh right. Oh yeah, the giant. When does the Giant Ape movie come out?
This Friday.
Okay, right. Is the scary movie that I really like that you said that makes everyone sick? That's
June. Yeah, so you're 2 months away from Hereditary. I
Yes.
think that's what it's called.
I mean, if there's anybody out there that has Hereditary, I mean, come on.
Did you see
Howard Stern, if you're listening, I will shoot a dildo out of my ass into Ronnie's mouth if you can get me that movie. You know what I mean? Free of charge. I won't even come to New York. I'll just do it from here.
You didn't see the Quiet Place movie this weekend, did you?
No.
It like killed in the box office. It's supposed to be great.
Yeah.
I've heard bad things about it.
I don't even think it's supposed
to really well.
I think it could be successful and bad at the same time. Believe it or not, Andrew. That often happens with
Well, like I
popular
saw, like
entertainment.
they're gonna make an expanded universe of like a sequel and like where they do offshoots from this movie because it did well enough and they're hopeful
Michael.
that it
Yeah.
makes Get Out type money.
Yeah, I think it looks like it's going to be very, very successful. Whether or not it's good is a completely different story. But I don't even think that's supposed to be like a great horror movie. To me, that's more of a thriller.
Oh. That's still...
Well, that's awesome, but it's
I know.
really, really fun. But I don't think you're going to go home and have nightmares about the blind aliens.
Oh, I'll show you.
Are you gonna see this?
No, there's zero chance. No shot.
Kevin! Fucking warlord.
I think fights are really interesting when there's emotion involved. When people are really have a problem with each other. I did watch that Brooke Hogan show.
Oh yeah, what Brooke Hogan show? She's got a problem with someone?
No,
The
stars in the athletes.
challenge?
Yeah,
What? Oh yeah.
yeah, and
When is she gonna come
call
in?
her out?
yeah, no, these people really do have issues with each other, and they're angry, and that did make it kind of interesting.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who has problems
I
with
mean,
each
just
other?
everybody has.
Do we
problems
know
with
any? Do
everybody.
we know them?
I mean, but it's not like they're these are people who are really pissed off at each other. It's not like one of those scripted shows. It blends some athletic prowess with the whole ganging up on people thing.
But Brooke Hogan is like a celebrity in it. Is everybody else like a celebrity, or are they just?
Yeah, they're either professional athletes, former professional athletes, or people that are known from like Big Brother or various
Okay.
levels of fame.
Like that CM Punk show, right?
It's the same thing, right?
All right. Okay. TJ Lavin's not there? Oh, that's a big mistake.
I'm seeing a banner ad that Liam Gallagher will be performing in Los Angeles 1 month from today.
Godlike.
I wonder what he's doing on the morning of Friday, May 11th.
Man, could we get Gallagher? I'm Liam Gallagher.
You gotta, if you're in the front row, you gotta,
Hey, getting back to Will Can't Be Beaten on the
Yes.
streets. Last night,
Yeah.
I went to the spa because 2 reasons. Chicks banging somebody else, and I was like, I don't want to go home. I'll go to the spa and I'll sweat it out, and because I got to deal with stuff. I talked to my therapist and stuff. I'm sorting shit out of my head, and
Clean body, clean spirit.
just trying to get it
Yeah.
all going. I trained this morning, and I go to the locker room getting changed, and I got no clothes on, and someone goes, Jason, and I'm like, I just thought for a second, like, what in here? That please don't be. I love the show. Like, that's all I really thought, and I was like, yeah, and it's like, you're Jason, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, man, like, because now I'm like, what the fuck, and he's like, I'm like, how do I know you? And he's like, and then there's another person walks into the locker room. He's like, from Grindr, and I'm like, man, really? Because I don't know him. I don't know the guy.
Right.
But it's weird because I was watching the guy when I was in there because he was as bold as me, but he was somebody who was making an effort to try and do something, and I was analyzing him for a few minutes, watching this weird comb over thing that he'd had going, and that he'd bleached the front bit, and I'd actually taken time to watch this dude's head, like going, I wonder if he thinks that that's working out for him, and then I'm like,
So wait, so you didn't recognize him from the top of his head?
I didn't know him, all right? I'd never done anything
I
with
mean,
the
it
guy.
was just
Yeah.
fucking beach ball sized coming right at me.
Yeah, so yeah, that's the only thing I remember about him. But I was like, I don't know you, dude. I'm like, wow, I'm like, okay, bye. And then I went on Grindr and saw that he'd hit me up.
Oh.
But I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, so you saw me in there? That's kind of, it's like, if you have a dating app, Like, I didn't swipe right, motherfucker, you know, like, or whatever it is. Like, you don't know me. You can't just say that.
But also...
Like, what if I said, hey, are you, you know what I mean, fucking Monique or some shit? And she's like, how do I know you? I saw you on Tinder. Like, that's kind of...
I studied your photograph enough to be able to recognize you in person and remember your name.
Right?
Yeah.
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a bit weird. So anyway...
So you use your real name on Tinder? I mean, on Grindr?
Yeah, I'm me. I mean, dude, it's me. How are you going to get around it? What photo can I take? Maybe a toe where you can't tell it's me? I don't care. Like, what a... I don't even... Nobody... I've never hooked up on there for, I don't know, maybe a year or two or something. I just have it because it's funny.
How does this relate to cleaning up the streets?
So I'm trying to drive home.
So I'm beating this guy up.
Yeah, after I killed him, I gotta stash the body, and I thought, I know where I'll stash it. Boys Town.
Let me call Will. He knows
Yeah.
all the good spots.
But I go to... the traffic's super bad. I don't know what's going on with the streets, but I can't get home. It's like, it seems apparent that there's like a bunch of shit going on. So I'm like, fuck this, I'm hungry. I'll just go to Boys Town and find some food. So I park my car, and I'm walking around trying to find a place to eat. And then there's a dude who has this giant water truck, and I noticed that there's a guy lying on the ground next to his truck, and I'm like, what's going on? You all right? And he's like, yeah, this guy won't move, and so I can't move my truck because I feel like I'm going to run him over. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, guy's just lying there drunk or something. I'm like, do you want me to like try and help you so you can move your truck? And he's like, sure, you can try. And I go over there, and it's just like a dude who's like 65, and he's just lying on the gutter, on the top of the gutter with one foot off the gutter right next to the tire of this giant water truck. And I was like, you right, dude? You need some help? And he's like, fuck you. And I'm like, what? Hey, fuck you. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, you gotta
it up.
You gotta get up a little bit because these dudes are gonna run you over. And then the dude's like, I called the cops. And I'm like, oh, man. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, let me help you up and so you don't get arrested. And he's like, what? I'm like, you don't want to get arrested? What? Jail. You don't want to go to jail, do you? Oh, I love you. Oh, that's cool, man. Like, let me help you out. Fuck you. I'm like, oh, man, you're super wasted.
Right.
I'm like, I tried, well, then come on, let's have a go at me, cunt. Like, get up and, let's fucking have a punch on if you really want to go. And he's like, nah, fuck you. And I'm like, well, then come on, let me help you up. And I almost got him up. I got a hand. He actually reached out and I got him to sit up. And then he tried to lie back down again. And that's when the police officer showed up. And I didn't know until, because I was filming it just for a second. But the police officer kind of put his hand on the gun, like when he came up to me, and I'm like, I'm trying to help this dude get up, and then I sort of stepped back so the police officer could help, and the police officer was super angry at him, and he was like, look at you, person your age, you should be disgraced, you should be disgusted in yourself. I'm like, man, he's super wasted, dude. Like, I don't even think he can even understand what you're saying. And he's just shaking his head at him. He's like, you want to go to medical attention or you want to go to jail? Which one is it? It was actually kind of funny because at one point he did say, fuck you. And I was like, yeah. Cool, man.
It's the catchphrase.
Yeah, he said that to the cop. And the dude was just super bummed out. And I tried to help him up again to try to get him out of there. And he just wouldn't get up. And it was sort of, he had one shoe on. And the other shoe was under his leg, and he had his wallet in that shoe. So he had a wallet, and I told Tully, he looked like he just had a haircut that day. So I'm like, he's not homeless. He looked clean-shaven and shit. He just, like, blacked out. He blacked out. He's not there. And it didn't look like, it looked like he was going to regain his shit and be like, what happened? And
Right.
maybe he has a wife or a husband or... this cop was like, fuck you. But at the end, he was like, I just look like a piece of shit. So in the end, he was getting bummed out at me. And then when I went into a store after I ate, and the people in the store, because I went and bought some weird gay boy shorts for my vacation. And when I was in there, they were like, man, you really tried to help that guy. I was like, what happened to that guy? He's like, that police officer arrested him. And I'm like, man. And I tried to get that guy to leave, but he didn't want to leave. Every time I tried to get his arms under, he would try to elbow me a little bit. I was like, man, I don't want to get...
No, you did everything
Elbowed
you
in the
could
face.
to try to help. And also, look, I think that as far as the putting the hand on the gun thing, that's just like a natural, like you rest your hand there because you you do that
Right.
often.
Yeah, I didn't notice it. Somebody pointed it out on Instagram. I didn't even know.
Yeah, no, it's not like he's about to whip out the gun. I think that's just where your hand naturally goes.
But I did film him for a second because he was a funny old bastard. I just felt like if you could just sober up, like maybe give him a key bump. You know what I mean? And he'd be a little bit. He'd be like, fucking, I live on this fucking. Take me to this house, you cunt, and you drop him off, and he could sleep it off. I felt like if you talked to him like a human being, you could have got him to do that, but he. I don't know.
Well, no, but
You black out, hey man. If you black out and lie on the sidewalk, fuck.
You tried to talk to him like a human being. That did not work. And also, I mean, it depends on the person. But I think that officer probably thought this is the best way to handle it. Say, look, man, you're fucked up, laying here in the road.
I know. I do think it was. I feel like the mindset that I was in. I think I just sort of. I had a really good talk with my therapist, and then I was also compressing. You know what I mean, Katie's thing, and you know what I mean, and how that is completely fair, and this is a great thing that you're doing, but still dealing with like the ego and the I just I'm a jealous guy, so but I have to like make adjustments with that, and I was like I'm gonna walk it off, man, because it's not what I'm thinking ain't right, so I'm gonna go walk it off in Boys Town, and I probably would have walked past that and not seen it because I'm stuck in my own head, but I was kind of. I was trying to. I've been real dark all year, man, and I feel like it started from. Sorry, Will, but it started from the shit where you're not on the show anymore and nobody telling me why and how long that took. It made me think that I'm not sure about this place again. It was I don't know how that happened, but I let it happen in my head, and I've been walking around in that since the start of the year. I've just been trying to get out of that, and yesterday I felt like I was finally. I'm like, things are great. You were fucking in debt. You don't know that anymore. You just take that for granted. That was such a burn for a while, and it's gone. How did you get pissed off again? So I was kind of. I feel like I'm gonna cry. I don't know why. There's a lot of shit inside me that I feel like I need to get out.
I will hug you.
I'm not gonna.
Okay.
I'll punch you.
I'm still hugging you.
If you are, just let me know so I can get my camera.
I'm not gonna. No, but I felt like it's great to be alive. It's a great time to be around. Things are really great. I'm still healthy, and I'm gonna go on vacation, and my kids are healthy, and I haven't really thought about all the good things for a long amount of time. I usually just flash in the pan that and think about all the bad shit again. So
Sure.
I feel like I'm, when I realized all that, then I feel like it's almost like you get a bit Moses-y. You know what I mean? I was just sort of walking down the street, just taking in life, man. You know?
Yeah,
a little bit like
know,
with that attitude. And then
gotcha.
that guy, you know what I mean? I was way more open to trying to help this dude. And I didn't realize until, 2 hours later, I had the fucking worst fish tacos in my fucking life in some weird gay restaurant. Everyone looking at me funny. And then I go into the short place and they were like, this guy, I remember this guy being an outstanding human being a few hours ago. And I'm like, what? I'm like, that's because everybody is a dick. Everyone's in a hurry. Like the water guy was like, man, I wish this fucking drunk dude would just get off my tire. And I remember like, hey, you want me to help you with this old dude? He was like, what? She was just going to wait for hey, police officer, there's a man on the street that's incoherent, arrest him. And we were going to haul him off. He gets hauled off. That's the deal. That's life.
It feels great when you help somebody out, or when you try to help somebody out, when you do something that you know is the right thing, and it's something that you usually wouldn't do, or is trouble for you to do. It does feel good to do that.
I think not being in a hurry, I didn't have anywhere to go.
Well,
that makes a big difference too.
That does help.
It's very,
Absolutely.
very rare to walk on the street aimlessly. You know what I mean? You usually got to
not
be
me,
somewhere.
but yeah.
Well, we talk about traffic all the time, and some days I'm like the fucking go guy.
Right.
And sometimes the guy I'm like, man, it would really help this person out if I let them merge into this. I'm not talking about when you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Like when you don't have to. And you're just like, fuck, I'm not in a hurry. And now the guy behind you is like, really? Another one? It's just a matter of where you are at that moment. And I guess the best any of us can do is to try to take advantage of the times when we're feeling generous of spirit to actually act generously. Because with the cop, I'm not defending anything whatsoever, but you have no idea what
I know.
what he's seen in his career, what he saw that day, what he saw that hour, what text message he just got, whatever. I've always said this. There's a handful of strangers out there who think I am a very mean, very terrible parent, and I don't believe that I am either of those things. But all they have ever seen me do, the only time they've ever seen me in life, is me being really short-tempered with my kid.
Right.
And they have no idea what had happened that day leading up to that.
Right.
Well, I was thinking from all of those perspectives that as a person that has spent 3 months walking around not really happy about his life when it's pretty perfect, because he's thinking about other dark things, that you make a decision. It's kind of, man, a person told me a long time ago, who I don't entirely believe of all his things, but he did say one time, you walk into a room, there's a bunch of different chairs in the room. You sit in one, you get out of it, and you sit in another one, and you look, you got a different angle, different perspective. So if you think about it like that all the time, like my reactions to problems, I actually had a parking lot thing go on where they just double park and you can't get in your parking spot. My parking spot is like a paid for a parking spot. Don't double park me in there. And if you do, can you move car so I can get out? And if you say no, I'm going to talk to somebody about that. But usually what I would do is puff up and be like, motherfuckers, you know what you're doing down there? You need to fucking... And I could feel the adrenaline in me as I was going upstairs. Tully saw me.
You were calm, cool, and collected.
Right. I wasn't inside.
Okay.
I was having a... As I saw Tully, I was in the middle of telling myself to stay calm and to try to figure this out where you get something out, like you get something out of it, not just to tell somebody that they suck. Like, let's get this actually sorted out. So I was like, how would you do that? This my therapist brain thinking, like, this is like, and he's like, you're a creative guy. You know that. Like, instead of using the puff up, because that's been my thing. That's the other thing that made me cry. But I don't need to puff up anymore. Like, I won. I don't have to. Nobody's trying to get me anymore.
Right.
I don't need to get you. I don't need to check my back. No one's out to get me anymore. And I feel like I've always had to do that to get where I've got. You know what I mean? And it's like I keep thinking it could all disappear tomorrow, but it's not going to. And this is it. I made it. Out of all the people in any, like the Jason Ellis dimensions, you made it. You won. You don't need to fight anybody. You don't need to be angry at anybody. So,
and I would actually argue at this point in your life that instinct is not even just no longer necessary. It's actually actively counterproductive.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's the first reaction that comes because it's instinct, and I'm in the middle of training myself that the first thing that comes is how do we figure this out? Not, are you fucking trying to take some shit from me? Because that's
no, absolutely. Like, I mean, I told you this a long time ago, but I think that you really had to fight for everything you ever got in your life. And I think you are naturally good at doing radio. And you psychologically, you think if it's not difficult, I'm not doing it right. This is something that you're just naturally good at. And this should be the easiest thing that you do.
It almost doesn't seem fair. But anyway, I felt that adrenaline in there, and then the lady comes, and I talk to her, and I talk to her calmly, and I was like, explain the thing. I'm like, you can't do that. I don't think it's right. She's like, really? They're double parking in here? I was like, yeah. She's like, well, maybe we could get you another parking spot. And I was like, really? She's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, that would be cool. I just, I don't care where it is. I just, when I go to work and when I leave, I just want the car to be able to go in and out of the spot. And then I told my therapist, I was thanking him because I was like, I did a you on this lady and I feel like it really worked, as opposed to doing a me on this lady where I felt like I would have told her, put her in her place and got nothing but hatred from it. And he was like, it's funny you say that because double parking is actually illegal, and if the fire brigade find out, that they can be heavy fines for that. And I was like, really? Oh, that's interesting. So... like next time it gets there, I'll be like, do you know it's actually illegal to double park everybody in there? And the fire brigade, I'll put that in there if it doesn't go away, but I'll do it calmly. And I'll get what I want out of it, Or they'll tell me to go eat a big fat dick and I'll be okay with it.
I think that's one of the most important revelations you can have. And like I said the other day, I mean, I tend to get very angry during traffic. That's my natural state. In driving, and I was starting to boil over. I felt that adrenaline. I felt that anger in every atom of my blood starting to boil up, and I looked away so this car would not be in my vision anymore, and I just let it go psychologically. And I felt not only good about it, I felt excited about being able to let go of that anger. And man, if everybody can learn to do that, this would be a way better place.
Will can't be beaten. A lady almost ran me over walking on the street, and I thought about my foot. Thought of you. In Boys Town, LA. Like, she didn't see me and just almost ran me over in a Prius, and my foot was like Will Pendarvis. I was like, dude, really?
Hey, man, it's something to struggle with, you know, and it comes from deep psychological places, and it's in there, so you have to fight against that kind of stuff.
Yeah, but it can be, like I said, I feel like it's easy for me to bring this up because I feel like if these are the ones where if I could do it, anybody could do it. Because I really, it's a real inbred bad habit that I have where it's just always has to fight for shit and always has to feel like it's a struggle. It's stupid, you know. It's I don't need to do it anymore. It's a weird. I'm kind of scared of letting it go. It's a scary feeling.
And if you find yourself slipping back into that, and look, everybody, you know, makes mistakes and stuff.
Well, that's
but just
always going to happen.
Recognizing
I'm a giant mistake. I'm not expecting a miracle. I'll never.
Right. Recognizing it and dealing with it and getting better and better and better is all you can hope for. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, because I was
kind of like staying out of harm's way a little bit too. It's kind of like if you got a drinking problem, maybe don't go like out late at night all the time.
Right.
So, you know, I mean, if you're a little bit edgy, maybe don't, you know, I mean, associate with people that might throw you into a tizzy.
Yeah. I've said this many times, but one of the most profound things I ever heard said it to me when I was a kid is that you spend your young adulthood trying to fix and change yourself, and then at a certain point you transition into realizing the parts of yourself that you won't change, that will not change, that you should therefore work on trying to work around. You know, I used to drink way too much, and for a while my solution was, oh, well, tonight I won't do it. Well, if that doesn't work, then at a certain point you need to figure out how to not end up in bars quite so often.
Right.
right.
And I also figured out a way to make myself work out when I don't want to work out again. Because
That's a tough one.
Yeah, because I've had a really good time with, I don't really.
Yeah, no, it's a great time.
All right.
I've been doing that for like 40 years.
Well, that's the other thing I realized.
But I've kept my membership going at the gym, so I can go back at
Anytime. Look at Jim. You never
God,
know.
what a fucking sweet business they've
I
got.
know.
Oh God, how you have to come in to cancel? That's the biggest
Right.
one. I thought I was a fighter for a little bit there, and I just stopped that and didn't train. There's a big adjustment too. I didn't really think I was gonna have a full-on career, but a little bit of a career I thought, and I still think I might if I get that stem cell shit. So it's weird to just not do anything again, and all being sick and just kind of being relaxed and not being motivated anymore. But lately, I got a new take it slow, and then I trick myself into working out. I walk around with boxing gloves on. That's how I figured it out. I put boxing gloves on and boxer shorts, and I just walk around the backyard looking for like stuff. And maybe I'll throw a shadow punch. Maybe I'll go up to the top deck, and if the punching bag, I get close to the punching bag, I might kick it or punch it, and then I'll walk off again. I might go down a little bit later and give it a couple of hits, and then, 20 minutes later, fucking frisky old man in the backyard, fucking throwing cartwheels. That's what happened.
That really is the most difficult part, definitely for me, and I think a lot of people, is beginning something.
Yeah.
That is tough.
It's kind of like jumping in cold water. Once you get in there, you get used to it kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah, the first workout or two back when you've been slacking off, you just kind of have to take your medicine.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And but also, don't overdo it and then wake up tomorrow so you don't want to do it again.
Right.
So.
Easy.
I added you on Instagram yesterday. I don't know if you saw, because there was a tent in left field at my kid's t-ball game.
What kind of tent was it, though?
It was a big one.
No, but what were they doing?
Who was in there?
I assumed it was lodging, which I suppose any tent is technically.
Yeah.
It wasn't that. Yeah, there's the photo.
That's ridiculous.
Isn't that crazy? So I didn't know. And here's the weird thing is that we're kind of getting to know the other parents. It's only the second or third game. So I said to one of the dads, hey, do we need to go out there and talk to those guys? And I said it just jokingly enough that he could go either way. So if he was like, yeah, we should, then we would actually do it. But if he's like, oh, I know, right? Then I'd be like, right, that would be a crazy thing to do. Because I don't want to be the passive beta bitch dad, but I also don't want to be the way more aggro than every other dad. And then as soon as the game started, some fucking morons came out and were like, whoa, baseball, we should get out of here. So I don't know what they were doing.
What?
Maybe they just thought, I don't know.
They don't even look like home. Is it a girl in there? Or
Okay, no. Okay,
It's a baseball field.
The person standing on the dirt is like a parent or a kid who's helping with the game.
Okay.
Okay, but in the
but
distance,
on the distance, I'm talking about.
right? There's a woman in a dress and there's a guy in a black T-shirt standing right next to
Is
it.
it their tent?
Oh yeah.
So they're like a couple that have.
There was a couple more though. There was like 3 or 4 people in there, and I think they thought it would be fun to pitch a tent. I don't think they slept there the night before. Leads me to believe drugs were involved, except for the fact that they very effectively took the tent down when they were like, "Oh God, what the fuck are we doing? We're in left field during some kid's baseball game."
Okay, that's confusing.
That's the visual bit, and the day before I didn't take a photo, but there was straight up a couple out there taking a picture of their very fluffy dog on top of a miniature fake Harley Davidson. Nobody in T-ball can hit it into the grass, so they're not actually interfering with the play. It's just more the point that you're on the field when kids are playing. That's a kind of a jarring photo, but those people were harmless, as it turned out. What I really have a question about is each of the last 2 times I've been there for my kids' T-ball, there were dudes like sharing a joint with their windows down in the parking lot in like the spot nearest to the field, so you had to walk through it.
Right.
Now I know marijuana is legal in California now, but is it legal for dudes to just hang out and smoke weed when kids are playing T-ball, or can I tell them to fuck off?
It ain't legal to smoke in a fucking car.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Tell you
first of all,
that.
it's not exactly legal. It is against federal law.
They looked very sick. They seemed like they needed medicine.
To me, smoking weed is like saying fuck. If your kid's around, then you don't do it.
Yeah.
You know? And I'll give you one. Like if a guy says fuck around the kids, I'm like, man, maybe he doesn't know. And if he does another, I'll be like, dude. And if it's weed, if you walk by and you see the kids and you're like, oh shit, and you know what I mean, then I'm not going to be like, hey man. But if you post up and smoke weed near kids, I'll be like, hey, what the fuck, dude? I smoke weed, but you gotta leave.
The fields just happen to be sort of at the end of a long maze of park shit, so I can easily see how it became the place that the guy goes, nobody's gonna mess with this here. But you gotta go, oh shit, our place isn't working.
Yeah.
Today,
If I was
there's a fucking T-ball game happening.
I've smoked weed in a car before. If kids show up in the park, you got to bounce because
You gotta
you know
fuck
parents
out.
are going to call the cops for sure.
You're missing the point that nobody's going to mess with them anywhere. People are on the street smoking bongs and spliffs and everything else.
I have never seen anybody smoking a bong.
I have.
Yeah, but you're talking about where you are late at night. They're not doing that in front of kids.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Look, first of
Okay,
all,
let's
Hollywood is covered with kids at all times.
All
I'm
right.
telling you, late at night or in the evening, it is kids everywhere.
Okay, let's talk about this city.
We got to do a show. We got to do a YouTube show. We don't. I don't want any help. We could all do it for the Jason Ellis show. We should all, when we have time, go down there, video and compilate and put it on YouTube because it's a show. It's over. I want to go down there with you, and I'm going to talk to some people about smoking bongs down there. You need me there. I'll do it with you. If there's dudes smoking bongs with kids, I'll gladly, you can film me, tell these guys that they have to extinguish that and move on, or I'm going to fucking kill them. I mean,
That'll be worth filming.
It's for YouTube. I'm not really going to kill them.
I think there's a guy living in his car in front of my house too.
I'm coming to your house
What's
too.
the law there?
You want me to come to your house and talk to this guy?
He seems friendly, but what's the
I
law
think they
there?
recently passed
gonna
some
negotiate.
new laws about that.
I'm going to negotiate. Don't worry. I won't use any violence. I'll use my new my new tactic.
It's tough because on my street now, we're literally the only house on the street. So if somebody complains, it's blatantly obvious that it's us, and I'm just concerned about the guy being like, "Okay, I'll leave, and I'll key your car on the way out."
Right.
Because he's actually nice. Like, he's totally friendly. And there's a part of me that's like, how many times have you heard of a celebrity or even met a celebrity where it's like, yeah, man, I was trying to get my shit off the ground. I was living in my car for a while. Like, this guy could be the fucking next MC Hammer for all we know. It's possible.
Let's see. Andrew's brought up some stuff.
Uh-huh. Fuck yeah.
But you can now, or you can't still.
So
I think
overnight.
they should just zone it. Like when those guys are in those like camper vans under overpasses, fuck yeah, dude, have at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I would just have the police show up and you call it in anonymously, and the person will just think, oh, the cops are rolling by, and decided to move me off this street.
This is a web article about why, believe it or not, it's not a good idea to live in your car in Los Angeles.
Oh yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
Bullshit! It's fucking cheap. I got all my stuff in there. What are you talking about?
Yeah, explain the problem with that. It works out perfect.
Yeah, no. You can't walk down a block in Hollywood without getting a big old face full of pot smoke. For sure.
Well, here's two things that you gotta do. I admire your commitment to cleaning up, to taking out the trash.
Yeah.
But you need to move, because you're too close to it. It doesn't mean that you have to give up on your Instagram or your the journey that you're on or the meetings that you're setting up with
Right.
city planners, but
Right.
you got to get out of there
Why?
because it weighs on you far too heavily.
It doesn't weigh on me. I think of this as a
It
positive
defines your
thing.
social media
Sounds
presence.
No, I think it's a positive thing, and it defines social media presence, which I have none. I have 2 Instagram accounts as my only social media.
If it's a positive thing, then why do you always sound so angry about it?
That's how you take it.
Okay.
No, look, there's a picture of a golden Lamborghini.
Kick ass.
Fuck yeah.
Man, when I make it, poof. Picture me rolling.
It is the craziest color, right? Like, come on, dude.
No, I'm passionate about it, and maybe that's the thing that you're mistaking for anger.
People
Not
always
anger.
do that.
Must
Will.
be, yeah.
It
I still want to go
must
there and talk to these people about it, 'cause it doesn't seem right. Can't do bongs with kids. Like I told you guys. Taylor, welcome to the show. Whoa. Thanks, dude. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, that guy might inspire other people, and it's this ripple effect that just continues.
Inspire me to cry like a pussy. We're gonna take a break.
Yeah, you got to inspire you to take a break because I think our guest should be here momentarily.
Cool.
Probably with the bong.
It's like he goes live for it, right?
Okay.
Library when you come back.
They give you napkins?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Getting out of here.
Good to be back. I didn't even know about first week or so. Right. Well, it's affected his whole year. Hey, buddy.
How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
Good.
I was listening on the way in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know what I'm stepping into here.
Isn't that the same
This
shit?
might be a bad day for my shenanigans.
No way. It's the day for the shenanigans. I need the shenanigans.
Okay.
Bring me as many shenanigans as you got.
All right.
Should I start now?
Sure.
I gotta go at 2 or whatever the time is that you go to break around 2.
All right, Doug.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are
Good
you?
to see you.
Welcome back. Do you need anything?
I grabbed my own water, so I'm
Okay.
good. That's all I need. Till 4 o'clock when the vodka starts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're not serious, right?
It's one of my many, rules that I have to prove to myself I'm not an alcoholic because I don't drink until 4. And then,
Drink a lot.
And then, of course, I don't necessarily drink every day.
Right.
But I at least wait till 4 o'clock. Which is,
Were you always drinking a lot?
Well, I'm in clubs all the time and I like it, so that's why I do it. But easing off of it's never a bad idea.
Yeah, I feel you.
I mean, I know T.J. Miller.
Right, he's gnarly, right?
Fucking got arrested by the FBI. Who can?
We were just
who can
talking.
pull something like that off on purpose.
I didn't know that. I'm like, man, it's a busy guy for someone who drinks that aggressively. Because Telly was saying that he has a real serious drinking problem. Like, he fucking pounds. That did something to his brain or
That's
something.
the only excuse for him calling in a bomb threat on a train.
To just be that much that you've drank
He was
yourself
just that deep
into
in
a
the bag, and
retard.
he also thinks he's also, he had a brain aneurysm,
Yeah, from drinking.
and but also like they say it was a birth thing. Like, he has a fucked up brain, and so that he's just out there in the world just doing whatever. He's got a real impulse control problem. And then he gets fucked up, and so that makes it even worse. Because he also punched an Uber driver because they were arguing about Trump. And he has a sexual assault thing from all the way back in college that has been dogging him.
Yeah, well.
But now, I mean, he probably won't, but he could do 5 years in prison.
Federal prison.
Yeah.
We can do the live read later, so we can go straight to Doug.
Okay.
Hey, dude.
What's going on?
Just like to say hi to everybody. Everybody's busy, working and stuff, but
They do that, huh?
they still,
You saw I Love Dogs?
yeah.
As did I. Did you like it?
Were you? How did the Japanese angle
Well, I'll tell you how.
appeal or not appeal to your family?
There's never, because my mother-in-law is currently residing with us, there is never going to be another movie that my 61-year-old mother-in-law, my wife, my 6-year-old son, and myself all genuinely want to go see.
Right?
It will never occur
Something
again.
for all of you.
Yeah, exactly. So we watched the shit out of that. We will probably be streaming that as well. It's good.
I think I'll like it even more on TV. Because in the theater I just got a little impatient with the length.
I
Felt
think like this,
it
yeah.
didn't have enough story at the end to justify the time.
His,
But again, watching it later, I'll probably be fine with it.
when was the last time the story really did justify the length? It's been a while, hasn't it?
Rarely.
Yeah.
That's what's great about. I didn't even like it, but that A Quiet Place movie is only 90 minutes long.
Love 90-minute movies. They're perfect.
And Get Out, what was that? That was like $1.40 probably.
Yeah, that's why I like reading novellas. A movie should be a novella.
Well, novellas should be what they adapt into movies. Instead, they adapt
Yes.
books, and there's too much material.
Exactly. 130 pages of book is
A massive movie.
yeah.
Or they just jam everything in there, you know.
Hopefully not. We were just talking about Cavalier and Clay. Hopefully they'll just make that like an Amazon miniseries or something.
Very long story, but anyways.
Mariah Carey has opened up publicly about her bipolar disorder. Yeah, but on a good day, she's lovely. That was one day, goddammit.
That's an interview with recently.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, Doug Benson.
Why was she making those sounds?
Yeah, she was super drunk.
She got the devil
That's
in
her
her.
too.
She's touched.
Good old
So-
alcohol.
So yeah, she says that she had that very well publicized breakdown in 2001, and she says that that's when she was diagnosed as bipolar, but she hid it because she didn't want people to think that she was crazy. She didn't want people to not want to have a professional relationship with her because she was crazy, and now she feels like the climate is right to say, I'm fucking crazy.
I knew it! This whole time I knew that.
And I think the world has changed. I think that she made a rational decision in 2001, and I think she's making a rational decision in 2018 to say this is something that we don't need to shame. This is an affliction that I have. And when she finally accepted it, she started treating it, and she's been doing better ever since.
Oh, well then there you go.
Yeah.
I'm happy for her.
This is actually, it was a really nice little thing that I read. She said, I hope people don't read this and go, oh, cool, let's talk about how she's crazy. I hope people will read this and go, okay, cool. People can be crazy and we can help them, and we should accept people who are crazy, and maybe other people who are crazy will feel comfortable talking about it themselves rather than being like, what, me, crazy? Nah. So,
Yeah. People
for
should
you.
use their...
It's too bad that her, singing voice isn't great anymore.
What?
Yeah.
That's not true.
It isn't?
Is it?
Yeah, she can't hit those notes she used to hit.
Oh,
whistle notes?
Yeah,
No, who can hit those whistle notes into their 40s?
she can't.
is she a bad singer now? I don't think she's a bad singer
You
now.
haven't seen that infamous awful singing clip of her? Who are we
Might be
talking
fake.
about?
Okay, all right.
It'd be funny if I was thinking of a completely different person.
Yeah, because she's pretty big to mistake her for somebody else.
Right, but we also he only said her name at the beginning, and we've just been saying her. Over and over again.
No, I'm still aware we're talking about Mariah Carey.
Yeah, it's Mariah Carey. Yeah, there's a clip of her where she sings terribly.
I think you can find a clip of just about anybody singing terribly, particularly when they've been
Yeah, Doug.
doing it for a
people
long
that
time.
are auto-tuned and stuff, but she
Right.
used to have an incredible voice.
And she's had a couple of mishaps with like lip syncing and shit on TV.
There's a whole collection of them, so I'm not
vocal
off base
fails
with that
from
comment.
2016. Yeah,
You sing it, Doug.
No, I'm saying it. I just was empathizing that it's too bad that she's like, okay, everybody, I'm not crazy. I have a mental issue that's real, and now I'm going to go out and do some awesome shows. She can't just have it all at this point.
it happens, man.
Mm-hmm.
Stevie Nicks doesn't sing the high notes on Rihanna. Hasn't for years.
What about the dude from Led Zeppelin? He's a pile of shite.
Really?
And they're always like, will you reunite again? And it's like, why would
Why?
he do that to himself? So we can go, been a long time since I rock and roll.
Yeah. Get back. He ain't fucking good. He leaves all the high ones out.
It's long gone.
And it's so painful because those songs are so legendary that everybody in the crowd can hear the high. You can hear it without him singing it. That's how much it's missing.
Him singing is like if you've ever tried to have sex where you're way too excited and you can do everything except for actually fuck. And every time you put your dick in, you're like, slow down, slow down, slow down. Okay, I'm ready. Oh, no, slow down, slow down. That's the experience of seeing Led Zeppelin in front of 120,000 people.
Well,
And I'm not saying that it's fun to make jokes about it, but I empathize. I'm sure he wants to sing rock and roll properly, and I'm sure Mariah Carey wants to do her whistle noises.
how's Doug Love's movies? Is that going good?
Yeah, we just did a show last night that you can listen to on the iTunes with my old pal Cheech Marin was on.
Oh, what?
Yeah, and he's like all the famous weed people. He's got his own strain now that he's pushing out there, and I heard that he's trying to sell it to high school kids, and that you're gonna kill him.
Yeah, well, he better watch out, because
Yeah, right.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm a death machine. So there. Finally, we will meet and he'll
I'm
die.
totally with you on the don't smoke around kids or say the fuck word around kids.
That's all.
Like, those are great rules to live by. There's no reason to,
I say fuck way too much. I smoke weed way too much. I don't do it around my kids.
But also these kids, what do you think? What age your kid going to be when access to the internet is just a simple thing for a child to do? When they're like 3 or 4, they could probably jump on the internet?
Well, they can.
No.
They just don't know how to do anything. My dude still wouldn't know
Like
what to
5,
do.
6, 7.
He's-
in that
he's-
range,
he's
I
6
think
and a
they're going to
half.
hear a lot of F-bombs.
Yeah, but you still, my kids aren't they know about all of them. Well, my
Yeah.
kids are older, but
Yeah,
6,
they know
you don't,
about it, but
you're
it
not allowed to
also
go on the
instills
internet.
in them, like, it drives me crazy, like, if I'm in a cab or an Uber or something, and the person I'm with is dropping a lot of F-bombs, I'm like, we don't know this driver. This person has to sit here and listen to us.
Oh, yeah, good
And
point.
you're saying fuck, fuck, fuck. It makes my skin crawl. But that's old-fashioned. Like, a lot of people just don't give a shit.
Yeah, I felt like, cussing is kind of, you only do it with people that know you. I feel like, and I cuss a lot. I feel like, I feel bad if it
Also, if
comes
you have
out
a
sometimes.
guest in here you don't know, you think you swear less?
No. That's
Because
different.
you
That's
know
different.
there's an audience out there listening to you.
This is
rather than
me.
just
I have
the
to
one
stay me,
person.
yeah.
Yeah. You have to stay you, but in front of your children you don't say fuck and you don't talk about too many disgusting things.
Yeah, I'm still me, but I hopefully I got enough of that out of my system by the time I get to the kids in the afternoon. But I mean, my kids have heard me say it.
Yeah, sure.
They know I say a lot of bad words, but yeah, around them, I don't. But like the racetrack, dude. At the racetrack and at the gym, they have heard and they'll look at me and I'll go, dude.
Sorry.
What, do you want me? They know that it would be weird if I told every person every 10 seconds, dude. You can't.
Yeah.
So I've always had a rule with them at the gym and at the track. It's moto talk. I don't know what to do, dude. So everybody else will. I don't say it, but everybody else goes
Yeah, you can't.
bananas
I
all
feel
day.
like the rules are really changing. I was at a nice family establishment on Easter Sunday having brunch, and there was like a little boutique next to the restaurant, and there was a song playing, and the guy was fully like, yeah, then I take my cock out. Yeah, I fuck 18 bitches. Yeah.
Oh
And
yeah.
apparently that just flies now.
Well, a lot lot
Yeah, you're not supposed to
the
catch
white
the
people
lyrics.
in charge can't tell what they're saying.
Oh man, that is so gnarly. I mean,
You know what I mean? Some
I
stuff
know,
goes
right?
by so fast.
I know.
Like, I hear that all the time. Like, I'll hear some really nasty lyrics, and I go, oh, they're just saying it real fast, so
Yeah.
nobody really notices.
The chick running the store was of indiscriminate brownness. I think she could tell.
Indiscriminate brownness.
Yeah.
Man, I love that.
But
one.
also, they just put on a channel or something that just, plays that. They don't really sit there and select each song.
Right.
you
I don't.
know.
Why is somebody on hold that this? What proves that fat chicks are all crazy, Cody? Oh. How old are you? You haven't seen shit.
I meet them from time to time, hot chicks that seem very, very nice and reasonable.
I know.
They don't want to have anything to do with me.
I feel
but,
like-
there's some good ones out there.
I feel like if you're amateur hour and you've only seen like 7 hot chicks in your fucking life, then yeah, odds are they were crazy to you. But believe it or not, there's like another whole world of people out there that are super hot and educated and don't act like fucking assholes. I've met them, not for very long because they want to get out of there when they talk to me, but I've met several just like really pretty ladies that are just hard-working,
Yeah.
pretty ladies that I don't, I mean, they have a brain, so they're like, yeah, look, I'm super hot, but I'm not going to be a bitch about it. Like, I got to
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
work like you do.
I hear what the guy's saying in like terms of like how a lot of women just seem like all they want to do is be famous and be looked at, and then they kind of develop a dumb persona, or they just don't have to be smart. But that seems that it's happening less and less. Like now it seems like hot woman's figuring out, if I'm really good at stuff, then I'm twice as good as some other generic hot woman.
Yeah, everybody's putting in work.
value. You know, like the women should get paid equally for equal.
I still don't get that one. When I see reports of that every now and then, how some lady quit her TV job because she found out her co-host got paid twice as much, I'm like, wait, what? I never understood. I mean, you get hired for the same job, you get the same money. How does your fucking crutch get a cut? I
mean, sometimes somebody is a more popular person in a field. Like I don't begrudge like one movie actor making more than his female co-star.
Yeah, because he's more famous.
She signed on for what she signed on for, and if she's worth it and holds out, then she should make what he's making.
It's hard to understand. Yeah, if Connie Chung in her heyday was on a show with Dan Rather or something, when Connie Chung was some weird sort of phenomenon, if she wasn't making more than Dan Rather. It seems like it's kind of on her representation. Like, fuck, she's the show.
Yeah, well,
if Kelly Ripa's not making more than
tradition just allowed that to happen.
I guess so,
and that's why we got to change it. Like, just got to pay women the same thing you pay men.
Like, I assume Ripa's making more than
the football dude.
She's been there forever. She's been there forever.
Right.
And he's got 7 other jobs, so it's no worries for him. He could probably come in and do that one pro bono.
It still just doesn't, for any normal job. You know, that's how somebody who does the same job can get less because they're a girl is insane.
Well, isn't the normal job one, isn't that a myth? Hasn't that been totally disproven?
Oh, okay.
It has?
I believe so.
We didn't know that.
I've seen Catherwood tweet about it. That's where I get most of my information from.
Right, he's a smart guy that sends me a lot of colon shots.
I've just always seen figures that just say they're making, 65 cents on the dollar.
I believe
on average.
I know that it's definitely still a thing in entertainment. I think because of the bias that they go, well, women aren't the reason that that people are watching this in the same way that black people can't headline a tentpole movie. That's another myth. Like I think Amazon just announced that they are reviewing all of their series to level out pay among men and women. So I think it definitely still is a thing in entertainment. But Andrew can look this up. I believe that the gender pay gap thing in general has been disproven.
Maybe it's a little bit more fair in movies because men are more entertaining than women in movies, and that's why they get more money.
That's why.
So, what do you think, Betsy? Is that a good one? I gotta go.
You got another hour.
Can someone switch the Doug Benson on? Because I'm tapped out, apparently.
Didn't you?
42 minutes to do.
Did you tape an emergency hour last night? Why don't you just throw that out?
You did not want to hear that emergency hour.
Really? Just an hour-long rant?
I think it was about an hour and a half of... I don't know. Sometimes I feel like what if I just said this? But if I do it and I got it on a CD at my house, it's safe. But I still said it.
So like you want people to hear it after you're dead or something?
Probably be safer that way.
Okay.
It's like your Tupac tapes.
Man, it's not good. I'm gonna keep working on them, but it wasn't that good. There was a couple of things I felt like were really good, but I don't know.
You should do a couple songs that sound like you knew that you were gonna die. People love those when people die.
Yeah. All right.
Right.
It's eerie, dude. It's like
right.
he knew.
He knew it, right?
Right.
Well, I'm already doing it, really.
Yeah, that's the way to go.
Right.
I'm gonna write some jokes. Clearly, I knew I was gonna.
Hopefully, I'll get shot by Joe Rogan's boys or something. You know what I mean? And I'll be on a pedestal.
Joe Rogan has boys that shoot people.
Fuck yeah! I mean, everybody has everybody. I mean, it's or Howard Stern or maybe Opie or shoot me with a crossbow.
I see their fans, you mean?
Yeah, I'm trying to,
Yeah.
if you get shot, because I feel like Biggie got shot by Park's people and Park got shot by Biggie's people.
Yeah.
Probably.
Even though they were friends,
Yeah. It's weird.
But the friends weren't friends.
Did that thing come out yet? The show with... Can you just tell me what they say in the end of the movie so I don't have to watch the fucking thing?
What?
Oh. Okay. It's not doing that well because I haven't really heard anything about it since. Right.
What will? That was a phenomenon. Yeah, you should do a stand-up special, Doug, just about your thoughts on the afterlife and stuff that can leak afterward.
My thoughts on it are that I don't have any thoughts on it.
Well, that'll still be
a terrible starting off point.
Well, that's super eerie that you were talking about that, and this thing didn't come out until you died. Is that how this
Weird.
works?
Yeah, I get it.
People should do that. I always said that The Simpsons really blew it. After season 6, they should have just kept everybody an extra week and wrote a finale for the series and just kept it on ice until they finally gave up. So the last one would actually be whoa, it's just like the good stuff.
Right, but there's thousands of jokes and plot lines in between that final episode could just repeat some shit.
Yeah, right too.
I guess forget about it then, huh? All right.
And also, everybody's definitely. I'm sure that there could be a consensus, but it feels like everybody has a different point where they thought that show stopped being funny.
Yes, but
After,
I don't think.
How many years has it been on now?
I think some people would say after 6 years, some people would say after 9 years, whatever. But I don't think there are too many people with a respectable opinion who think season 25 was the pinnacle.
No, not the pinnacle, but there must be people who still think it's good. Or is it that important of a habit? Why not just go back and watch the great episodes? Why do people have put them through these? What they're doing now.
I've been asking myself that for 25 years.
Oh, you're a season 1 guy?
After they got the dog, it was completely over for me.
Out. Yeah. You asked me about Doug Loves Movies earlier, and then I didn't do the big plug that I came here to do.
Well, come on.
Because tomorrow night, you're friends with Jay Chandrasekhar.
I'm going to get him shot by some of my fans.
What? Why?
Beef, man.
You have beef with him?
Fuck yeah.
No way. This is terrible timing for this plug.
I don't know who he is, but I love him.
You know who he is.
Who?
The dude from Super Troopers and Broken Lizard.
Oh,
he's been in here talking about his book. I think.
Which one?
Yep.
Yeah, his book about mustaches.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You love that guy.
I do love that guy.
Indiscriminately brown one.
He loves you. I was like, I'm going in.
He does not.
Ellis. Do you want to come in with me? And he goes, oh yeah, that guy was great, but no, I can't. I'm
Yeah,
busy.
fair enough. He is busy.
'Cause
We're
he's
trying to get him
pushing-
in, right?
Yeah, his movie's coming out April 20th.
Yeah, fucking Cool Bean saw it and said it's the best movie he's ever seen in his life.
You loved it?
I just love saying that to make you fucking
It was
clarify.
fucking great, he said. You like it? It's like as good as this previous one or better? Oh, that's great. So that's what the fans are going to want to see is something that's more of that stuff. And so tomorrow night at the Dynasty Typewriter at the Hayworth Theater, that's a mouthful. The Benson Movie Interruption. We're going to watch with all 5 of the guys, the original Super Troopers, and make jokes during it.
Oh!
And so that should be super fun. We're going to do a shorter version of Doug Loves Movies at the beginning. So it's like it starts at 7, and there's a few tickets left, I think. If you're here in LA tomorrow night and you're a Super Troopers fan.
How's that? Cool Beans? Pretty cool, right?
Wow.
He's going to kill your friend. He's my guy.
He's your number 1 fan.
Yeah.
She told you, she's like, Doug wants to promote this thing, and you're like, I'm going to go to that thing. Oh, he's gone. I miss him.
I'm enjoying watching him talk, not knowing he's not on the radio.
Oh, he's still yapping? Who turned him off?
Oh, sorry.
And he's shaking his head, no, that's not what happened. And Andrew's shaking his head and laughing, yes, that's what happened.
Hey, do you have a Centipede today? Yeah, man, it is. Yes, I do. Right.
So then you're in Sacramento.
No, that was the only thing I really wanted to,
What about getting
get
Doug
in
with
the plug.
high?
You know I don't sit here and list off all... Look at all these dates. I can't sit here and list all this shit off.
Who
You
has
just
the
go to
time?
douglovesmovies.com. I'm excited about my 420 weekend shows. We'll be up in the Sacramento area and Paradise, California, which I've never been to, but it sounds nice.
Sounds lovely.
What are you going to be doing up there?
A stand-up show on 420, which is a Friday night this year.
You going to that, Kevin? Right.
Wait, what? Kevin's gonna follow me around on the road, and he's not gonna participate. He just comes to watch.
Yeah. No, he loves you. Yep. That's what he's.
Just be sodomizing your fans.
He loves you.
But
All right, that'll do. Cool Beans.
DougLovesMovies.com.
Yeah. Cool Beans loves Doug. But you don't get high with Doug?
What do you mean?
You still getting high with Doug?
Yeah, we still do that in the studio in Culver City, and then we take that out on the road sometimes because, Will pointed out earlier that smoking marijuana is a federal crime, and I'd like to point out that state law in several states makes it legal, And when is a Fed going to run up to somebody for smoking a joint? Why would that happen?
Now what, Will?
Wait, yeah, Will.
Yeah, exactly. As long as I keep to myself, I should be cool. Yeah, I'll just be over here being white.
Or you can just
And
keep
the
smoking.
Feds will probably leave me alone.
You can just keep smoking bongs in front of children in Hollywood.
Oh my God!
With impunity.
I wish. There's a school pretty close to where I live, and they have a auditorium that's called the Michael Jackson Auditorium.
Mm.
But for several years after I've lived there for a while, so when he got accused of molestation, they covered up. They put a board over the words Michael and Jackson.
Just made it Tito for a while.
It just said auditorium, and then when he died, they took it down. Like, oh, he's dead. So there's what more bad could be said of the man?
The kids are safe now.
Wait.
Yeah, they're totally safe.
I used to live next door to that school.
Yeah, that's what they did. They covered it up for a while, and then they went, yeah.
That's so crazy because
It's cool.
when I lived there, it was the auditorium of Michael Jackson's
Michael
ass or
Jackson
whatever, and I'm like,
auditorium.
oh, yeah, it's a school. That's cool. But I felt like most of the people that go to that school don't speak English, so they don't even know it says Michael Jackson.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
I do.
I don't look at the kids.
They parked in my driveway every
The
morning.
kids at that school closely enough to make any of those kind of determinations.
They're Russian.
Wait, did Andrew just fall down?
Wait, what? What are you guys doing?
What is happening in there?
What happened?
He was trying to have Betsy roll him a water so he wouldn't be a spectacle. And then he fell out of his chair when he went to pick it up.
I thought we were having another earthquake.
Were you like an athlete or something? Right.
Where
You
were
fell out of your chair. Yeah, no, that'll do it.
That explains it.
All right.
Where were you guys during the earthquake? I was out of town.
I was
Right
on the
here.
radio.
Oh, so you felt it in here?
Yeah, the
Talked
blinds
about
were
it?
shaking. It was
Yeah, we were
cool.
rocking and rolling.
But you did it make you feel more scared or less scared of earthquakes?
I'm not scared.
You weren't to begin with.
No.
Because whenever there's one that's that big and you really feel it, and a building like this is like swaying, and then nothing happens to anyone, it just makes me confident that for the most part earthquakes aren't that scary.
Yeah, I just still believe, stupidly I also will say, that I'll make it out.
They destroy impoverished places, like places that don't have these kind of buildings.
Where places are poorly constructed, right?
Yeah.
I just say if it's real big and it really shakes, I'm not staying in here. Like if it started rocking like a little bit more and some, I'm out. Like I'm over the table and I'm down.
Which way do you go? How do you get out?
Out the stairs, and then just down the
Okay,
stairs like
I
a
like
maniac.
The elevators. That seems like a smart play.
I am not getting in an elevator. That is insane.
Quick to the
Like-
quick to the bus on a string.
Press the button and waiting for the door while it's shaking is the most insane move. Anyway, like, wait, you guys, wait, it's almost here. What, dude? No, it is not. I don't even probably catch that person because I'm already halfway down this. I've probably made it.
It's a good thing that you don't have to run upstairs. When an earthquake is happening, it's a good thing because down is easy to do quickly.
Well, people in basements might.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That's right. They got to go up a flight.
Yeah, still 13 is it's if it's really big, it's probably gonna start falling in about 10 seconds. So it's probably gonna start breaking on your way down. So
Yeah.
it's just luck at that point.
That's why they have those things where you can just jump out the window with your parachute.
They do, huh?
Yeah.
They have those?
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah.
How do you break out the window?
Well, I guess you got to figure that out ahead of time.
Gotta
But like
shoot it with a gun.
Throw Andrew at it.
we have a little balcony we could get to.
Yeah.
You'd have to act quick, but yeah. If I were to, people always say that when you don't live here, and I used to say that about
Parachute
people
would not.
about California. Great until you guys fall in the ocean. If I were to like rank the things I'm worried about killing me, it's not even in the top 50.
I grew up in Southern California, so it was like a kind of a constant, fear for me. And they used to exploit it more in entertainment. They used to like end on the news. There used to just be more stuff about earthquakes. Like you don't even really. That doesn't seem like a big thing anymore.
I don't really think about it.
And then, but when they happen in other countries, they're devastating.
Brad, you have a question for Doug?
I do. Hey, I'm a big fan of you guys. Was wondering if you guys have heard about this lawyer in Canada. I think his name's Mark Phillips, who I think it was December, he attacked some people in the parking lot with a bat and yelling ISIS, ISIS. And when he went to court this week, his defense was that he had smoked weed
That is
I was just like, that's just nuts.
that
36 hours before.
that justice doesn't know shit. Like, doesn't know what they were talking about.
But isn't it nice that it worked out for somebody for a change?
Is it?
I don't think so. I don't
Like,
want
how long
people
before that
using
guy
it
did-
as an excuse for behavior like that, because it's just not where you go. I mean, it's just not. I you know, sure, there's some lunatics that, like, it probably does have a bad effect on them, but that 36-hour thing is ridiculous. Like, how could he
It's gone
still
after
have that
yeah.
kind of energy and anger and weirdness 36 hours later?
Yeah, that's
He's gone to bed for 8 hours twice.
yeah.
You know, like, what?
Yeah, and then you just recovered from it after you had your fit. Like, you're still, I say, you're still potentially ready to do that again. And the marijuana didn't do anything, right?
But then also, what could you charge? How much of a charge is it to just run around yelling at people about ISIS with a bat?
So I'm.
But he didn't hit any. Did he hit somebody with it?
But, like, what would he do? Like,
How's it a hate crime if you don't hit anybody?
Yeah, since when is it a crime to hate ISIS?
Yeah, if I run around saying I hate ISIS, that's a hate crime. I don't have to hit somebody from ISIS, or hit somebody.
Oh, it says he was trying to arrest some family.
Oh, he was doing a
Sergio Estepa was with his wife and teenage son and family friend speaking Spanish when Mr. Phillips approached them and told them to stop speaking French. He then came at them with a baseball bat, repeatedly screaming ISIS, saying he was arresting the family.
citizen's arrest.
Yeah, that's got all the hallmarks of marijuana, unfortunately.
Right, that's every time. Doug is one doobie away from going bananas.
Yeah, so that is a lot of stuff that doesn't seem like you would do when you were high.
Do you think he could have smoked weed that was laced with PCP and all that bullshit?
Maybe, but PCP would affect him immediately, wouldn't it? Not
Yeah, 36 hours makes no
later.
sense unless he's saying that when he smoked it, it kept him awake for 36 hours and that's when he snapped. Because if you go awake for 36 hours, then you could be fucked up.
I would be willing to listen to the argument if there was somebody who was legally insane who had no business smoking weed if they smoked weed and then acted irrationally for 24 hours afterwards, like way worse than they ever had before.
Yeah.
I'd be willing to listen to that.
Okay, yeah, but still, does he get off of that? Because he shouldn't be smoking marijuana because you're a psychotic guy who shouldn't be touching that stuff. It's your responsibility.
What about if somebody dosed him, for example? Somebody gave him an edible.
That's different. Somebody
Right.
dosed him.
Well, in that case, that guy walks. I'm
I
willing
agree.
to listen to that line of reasoning.
We agree.
Plus, it's going to be fully legal there in July in Canada.
Right. It's not fully legal there yet.
I mean, it's felt like it has been for a long time, especially in the big cities.
Yep.
Nope.
Okay, so I'll translate. Remember when we said reefer madness was an accurate movie?
Yeah.
We take that back. That wasn't realistic. But today's weed, reefer madness is real with.
Yeah, maybe,
You have a dab-
That's the argument he's making.
Yeah,
You do
maybe
dab
split
stuff?
the difference a little bit. Like, it's definitely stronger, but I'm still not buying this 36 hours.
Yeah, no
Oh
fucking
no,
way.
it's nonsense. But
And
that's the argument.
the guy also maybe. I mean, look at the picture of him. He just seems like he probably just leads a pretty docile. Like, they probably had no other reason to, charge him or put him in jail or whatever it is. Like, he probably doesn't seem like a threat to anyone.
He looks like a racist to me.
Yeah, it might be just racist and it brought it out of him, but again, it feels like there should have been something else in his system, something else going on besides just weed. But the weed is strong these days, but it's strong in a way that I don't think leads to somebody being awake for 36 hours or crazy for 36 hours.
Right.
It's more.
Well, they could eat one of those Joey Diaz starfish things. If you had never smoked weed before and you ate one of those, you could fucking lose your mind.
Well, if you have edibles that go bad, that turn on you, chances are pretty strong that you'll just throw up.
Oh,
And
okay.
Once you throw up, then you're going to be better.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah.
Good to know.
I've only OD'd on, edible once, and that was when I had, 3 brownies when I should have just had the one.
Yeah.
And, after a while, I just was so sick that I just threw up.
Do
And
you-
then,
Did you know
felt better pretty soon thereafter.
Did you know roughly how strong they were, like milligram wise? Because
No, because it was back when that wasn't
old school,
discussed.
yeah.
It was just like, these are strong.
Yeah,
All right, I can handle it.
I've only had the whole thing broken down to me like in the last year, and I'm like, oh, okay, milligram. Oh, so what is this? He's like, well, this if you did a dab's like 25 milligrams. I'm like, oh, okay. So what would be a whole joint? Joint would be about 25 milligrams. I'm like, oh, okay. So
it's like finding your sleep number. Like
yeah.
you figure out what works for you, and then you can just go from there. But I still don't necessarily trust the labels on these things.
Is that too?
And especially when somebody makes it themselves and gives you a home cooked edible.
Oh God, that was half the fun of edibles is you'd make brownies and accidentally half of the THC would be in one of them, and then guessing who ate that one.
Everyone got the real special brownie.
Yeah.
Corey, you have some information.
Start.
There is a new law in this country where you are not allowed to speak poorly of Islam or ISIS because it's Islamophobic, apparently.
ISIS?
Well, wait a minute. What about if you're an atheist? Yeah, you don't. Thanks, dude.
But what would atheism have to do with it?
Yeah, I think it's just a hate crime against Muslims, I think is what he's saying. And
Right.
Well, of course, that's...
If I beat up a Christian, it's the same thing, right?
But he was saying that's like if somebody was yelling about Germans and Nazis. It's like, well, they're not all are one.
Yeah. All of them are one, but all the one are not the other. You know what I'm trying to say? Well, look, here's the thing with the hate crime. If you beat up a Christian, that's one thing. If you beat up a Christian because they are Christian, that's another thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I beat you up because you're a Christian. Is that a hate crime?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If that's the reason.
Yeah, for sure.
But if they just happen to be a Christian later, you're like, oh, that worked out good.
Because I also hate Christ.
I wasn't beating him up for that reason,
I'm just gonna
but
keep
now
it
that's a bonus.
between me and me. But yeah, I hate Christians, so that really worked out.
Hate that dude, hate Christ, win-win.
Good thing I didn't say anything about it while I was kicking his ass.
Yeah, if you want to beat somebody up because of what they believe, you need to pretend it's for something else. That's what
Thanks.
comes down to.
Thanks, Michael.
Say it's because of their shirt or something.
Beat these Muslim dudes up because one of them had a fucking Anthrax shirt on, and I hate that band.
Didn't like the way this guy tied his shoelaces. Yeah.
I hate Nikes, and 3 of them had Nikes on.
That's the crazy thing about the marijuana and it getting stronger and everything is just that basic testing, like they just they've been held back by politics in this country where they can't even run tests on marijuana to figure all this shit out. That's why it remains a Schedule 1 drug, which is nuts because it's just not it doesn't belong in the same space as meth.
Is it really that nuts when you're a smart guy, you realize like anything, just because it's illegal doesn't mean that it's bad. It's like if the government haven't figured out a way to make a bunch of money out of it, they're going to fuck you out of it. That's all it is, right?
They are figuring out how to make a bunch of money, and that's why it's flipping in all the states, and that's why we're getting away with it because, that's a conservative value that the states get to have their own rights.
I think it'll go back under again.
You think?
Yeah, I think it'll go.
I'm moving to Canada.
I think when it becomes legal everywhere and it becomes super taxed and they do a thing like they did with cigarettes, and then everyone starts buying weed off their drug dealer again because. I'll tell you right now, if I have to buy a sack of weed and you're going to charge me like 5 times as much for it, you can fuck off. I'm not doing that.
Right, but that's your friend or you can just grow your own and that won't be illegal. It's legal to have weed.
Yeah, but what about if I'm cheap and lazy?
You just can't.
Don't think that guy doesn't exist and millions others.
I think that's the vast majority.
I know, right?
I said, or your friend. I threw in your friend. You can't just go around telling people, grow your own, because I'm not going to grow my own, but I am going to find somebody who does.
Yeah.
If it's too expensive in the store. Mm-hmm. And the stores are going to be too expensive, and they're going to be heavily taxed.
Yeah.
But that's the reason. But the bottom line to me is no one should be incarcerated for marijuana use or distribution.
People, if you've never known what it's like to pay for it on the black market, and by the way, the price should come down because it's not on the black market with all the risks that incurs. Your dealer could go
Oh,
to jail.
yeah.
So it should just go back up to where it was when you figure in the taxes. All I'm saying is, I'm sure when they made, you know, like, I pay a lot of money for Johnny Walker Black when I drink Johnny Walker Black, but it's never made me want to make it in the bathtub. So we've known it this way. Kids who've only known paying a lot of money for legal weed, they'll just pay the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, or they won't get in. It'll be another thing that keeps them from getting into it.
Here's one. Do cigarette smokers roll their own cigarettes instead of buying those ridiculous? Like in
They
New York,
suck.
do people
No, they suck. It's awful rolling your own
do
cigarettes.
people grow tobacco? Is that legal to do that?
I do not believe it is.
Yeah, that seems weird.
Weird
Because
to, what? To grow your own tobacco? It seems
Yeah.
weird. I mean, honestly, if you fucking rolled your own cigarettes,
But I mean, you
Then-
need a tobacco field. You can't just like
Couldn't
do
you
it,
just-
do it in the in the closet like you can with weed.
are you sure about that?
I
Is it
think
not
so.
just a fucking weed as well?
I'm absolutely not sure, but I'm going to stand by it.
Look,
I said it out loud on the radio.
you did. You're ballsing out.
Okay, so
I
this
respect
article
that.
that we're looking at how to grow and grow and cure tobacco at home has the sentence, the phrase "here in New Zealand." I am fairly sure that in America we can
You
easily
can't.
check on this. Yeah, the tobacco lobby made it so that you cannot grow your own tobacco.
See, things like that. Like,
But
how's
you-
that
but,
right?
But also but you don't ever hear people trying to do it. You know, trying to get away with that. Like,
Well, 'cause-
like maybe there's no desire.
It's a lot of
maybe
trouble
because you're absolutely fucked if you do it, because the government made a rule where you are screwed if you do that. They're super serious, right? It's a federal thing. If
No,
you
it
grow
says it's not illegal,
Oh.
but that it's frowned upon.
What?
It's hard to find anywhere. Okay, it's hard to find anywhere where they will come out and say that it is okay, but if pushed, they will. The authorities will admit it is not illegal.
Okay. Because I figured, couldn't you just have a little patch
Yeah,
of tobacco?
personal use, and that's of course the same thing with marijuana. Is that you can't, be making a bunch of it and then selling it. You have to, just have an ounce or less,
I think the cheap shit
or a
tobacco.
certain number of plants or something.
Yeah, I think the cheap stuff is still really, really inexpensive. If you're just gonna roll like drums or something like
Yeah.
that, it's just not worth the effort.
Because there's those tobacco stores that you go to and they have like the bins of tobacco.
Yeah.
Well, who are those guys?
I think that's more like pipe
Oh.
tobacco. Every kid who smokes goes through a phase where they go, "Oh man, I could buy a bag of this for $8, and that's like 20 packs of cigarettes." And then you smoke them, and you're like, "Can I have a real cigarette now?"
Yeah,
I
they're
tried.
just so damn addictive. Like everyone I know that smokes them, when I see the amount of money they spend on it, it just seems insane,
It's not sane.
right?
Not nearly sane. It's the most insane thing you could do. I don't care how much. It used to be $2. Now it's 16. Fuck that. I'm killing myself for no material gain. Try and stop me.
I know that it's going to be a hell of a ring of addiction every
Yeah.
time you light one, right? Because you're just like, this is a fucking scam from hell that I'm wrapped
Yeah.
up in.
No, it's really because, I mean, I guess it relaxes people that do it all the time.
Yeah, so there you go.
But you could find something else that'll relax you that doesn't cost that much. And isn't like,
Yeah.
anytime I'm hanging out with the smokers, it's like, I gotta buy cigarettes. All right, where are we gonna find your fucking cigarettes? Like, we have to search for it harder than I ever have to do for marijuana.
Smoking cigarettes, you create an appetite unnaturally, and then it's somewhat satisfying to satisfy that appetite. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that appetite, you'll never understand it.
Nick, welcome to the show.
How are you guys?
Hey, man.
Just talking about growing your own tobacco or growing your own weed. Maybe liken it to homemade wine. You can go ahead and make your homemade wine. It's not illegal. I guess, well, it'd be illegal if you do huge batches of it, but you're going to get, batch shit vinegar. You're not going to get a nice bottle of Barolo or a bottle of Cellar.
Right. Well, yeah, I understand that.
Quality and quantity.
Okay, I get it. To me, though, when you're white trash, the first time I ever got drunk in my life was, like, proper drunk, was some girl stole red wine from their dad that had made his own wine in 2-liter Coca-Cola bottles. And we had, like, 4 of those. And we fucking went into the bushes by the beach and just drank it all. And I fucking...
So gross.
But I don't remember... I remember being... and this is when I was really young and not liking the taste of alcohol and thinking that was some great wine that we were enjoying in the bushes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it all tastes like shit.
Right? Because I was like, I'm like, I'm going to get this in me and I don't really care. But I don't remember thinking this is bad wine.
No, well, we thought the same thing about Boone's Farm, which is what I don't even know what you call it. It's like a wine cooler, basically. But isn't like decent homegrown marijuana compares more favorably to really great marijuana than
It's the same.
homemade wine, homemade cigarettes,
It's the same.
homemade whiskey.
People have hydro weed. It's the same as weed you sell.
Yeah.
It's strong as fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the difference.
You get the seed. That's it. That's all you need is the
Right.
seed.
Yeah, you don't even need sunlight.
You don't need extra special
Just get
steroids or.
those lamps.
Yeah. Like Carey Hart has his own wine. And Carey and Pink have like a winery. I think they make their own wine. Yeah. They should grow weed.
Maybe they do.
Well, they should give me it.
Everybody's getting into it. Everybody's
I know,
wants to
right?
make a buck.
Yeah, a friend of mine talked to me about that, and I was like, "Oh, yeah." It's like everybody's doing. I'm like, I don't have any money to invest.
I'm not anxious to get involved with it because I already make a living off of it. So why do I need to,
You making money out of
put
being
my
a
name,
comedian?
put my face on a
Oh, like a Doug Weed,
weed
you mean?
products? Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't mind a strain being named after me, but
Right. I think there's a Red Dragon
I don't want
strain.
to sell it myself.
Why
But
is
I
that
might change my
exactly?
mind in a few years.
Yeah, why don't you do Doug Loves Weed?
Yeah, well, I sort of do. I mean, I've got a weed show on the internet and have sponsors, and I get money for that, and so I feel like I'm doing all right.
What's your weed sponsor?
I'm not really all about the money.
That's real. I respect that. Me too.
Yeah,
We're both pretty rich, though, right?
I'm doing all right. That fucking website that says what you're worth is wrong. It's way off.
Oh no.
It's the what Doug Benson wishes he was making.
Oh no. See that one. I got that one like 10 years ago. They said Jason.
$3 million they say I'm worth.
I
That's
was-
fucking crazy.
I was worth 8 million like 10 years ago, and I was like, "You guys are who's got my money? Because I don't have it."
Let's see, it's got a lot of facts about you, Doug.
Oh, don't even.
It said you went to Grossmont College. Is that true?
Yeah, it's a junior college that I stuck that out for 2.5 years, and then I quit. And so I like to think of myself as a poster child for colleges. At least a regular college you have to pay for is unnecessary,
Yeah, that's fair.
right?
Particularly if you're going to be a stand-up
So when I
comedian.
see all these people, how horribly in debt they are for the rest of their lives because they went to college, I'm just
I know.
like, fuck that shit.
My wife has a friend, like we're adults at this point. He's probably closer to 40 than 30, and student loans is like every fifth sentence out of his mouth.
Oh,
So unfair. He's got a job. He's got a cool job.
Yeah, but to have that on your back for your whole life, and so you're saying the job he got, he probably having that particular degree helped get him that job,
I don't know. If I had, I have
right?
no
Because
idea.
there's so many degrees
If
where
I
it's
had
not
to-
even a profession when you're done.
Right. If I had to guess, no, because I think most people get out in the real world, and what they studied did
Yeah.
not lead directly into.
Yeah, I was
That's
poli
fine.
sci.
Right.
Now I work at a jewelry.
Yeah,
store.
exactly. No, yeah. There's two kinds of college degrees. There's like I study business to go into business, I study finance to go into finance, and then there's the kind where it's like I studied philosophy and now I'm an assistant florist.
sounds like I made the right call by not getting educated.
Okay.
That was an uneducated joke.
Yeah. I don't know. My history degree is paying major dividends each and every day professionally.
Is that what you got?
Yeah.
Oh man, see,
Special pants over here.
he's a perfect example.
What do you mean? I think it worked for him though.
Well, you don't still owe money.
I do not.
That's good.
But that's only because I had settlement. I got shot in the eye with a paintball and got cataracts, and that basically paid for college.
Whoa,
Is that you?
I think so.
Do you need some food or
A
something?
little acid reflux or something.
I got something for that.
Michael, welcome to the show.
Hi, yeah, I'm a long-time listener and first-time caller. So, I live in Georgia, and I noticed that people are getting arrested for passing out the weed in like 5 years in prison, and people that get arrested for meaningless stuff like robbery, and they get like 2 years. And people that get 3 charges in the end, they only get like 6 months in prison.
Yeah, it's wild.
Those are thanks, dude. There's facts to that. Any of that? If you caught any of that?
Makes sense. Like if somebody has 3 strikes against them in a place where weed is, even if it's been decriminalized, it's still like, they can use that against them to, put them away for a few years. Whereas somebody that just does one B&E maybe only does, a year or 2. I don't know. I mean, this guy's obviously got some anecdotal, like somebody's been telling him some stories.
Right.
Didn't sound like it came to us straight from a news report.
Yeah.
The subject. So he's hearing stories. It's like kind of Trump's always hearing things. It's like it only takes 1 or 2 people, and he's made up his mind that that's what it.
When you get to 2 strikes, though, maybe you should move to another town where weed's legal.
Maybe. I mean, I always feel like Atlanta.
2 strikes is bad.
Feels like they kind of look the other way, but again, I'm a white person running around, so it's if you're against somebody because of their race and you want to arrest them, marijuana is a great way to do it.
Yes.
And so they do.
I think about that sometimes when I'm going around. Like, what would it be like if police, for some reason, wanted to fuck with me? They wouldn't have to necessarily invent charges. Just what about if every single time you rolled through a stop sign, there was someone there to be like, oh, we got you.
Yeah.
You did that. Anybody could look like a criminal.
Or anytime your tail light is out or something.
Yeah.
Like a white person, they'll say, hey, fix that, but black person, they'll run their car, their license and look at their record, and then, and they're off to the races.
Well, a person who they judge to be, like, respectable, who wouldn't ordinarily do that, will fly. I'm sure there's plenty of white trash who would tell you a different story.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't get harassed at all. I'm a good citizen.
You usually have a hat on?
Nope.
That's interesting.
Really?
Yeah, I would think people with a whole head tattoo would get hassled sometimes.
But it's a friendly whole head tattoo.
It is.
Yeah, we had a big fight on the street. but
You
they
yelled at him?
Yeah. Because he was fucking with me, and I was like, "You're fucking with you think you're fucking with like a some homeless dude or something." Like, I'm going to work right now. Like, wrong guy, man. I'm not just some piece of shit you can harass. And he had his angle too. So, but I talked about it because I think I jaywalked in front of him, and he was like, "Really gonna do that right in front of me?" And I was like, fucking whatever. Like, yeah, I did it in front of him because there was no fucking car there and it isn't a big deal. But then he explained to me, like, how do you think that looks if I don't do something to you in front of all these other people? And I was like, look, dude, I honestly wasn't thinking about it like that. But when you bring it up like that, okay, I see your angle. Sorry my part of what I did. But like I said, because he kept asking me, well, where do you live? I'm like, none of your fucking business. You got a job? I'm like, do I got a job? Like, yeah, dude, I'm actually on my way to it right now. Oh, yeah, what is it? None of your fucking business, man. He's like, why are you going to be like that? I'm like, because I don't know you. You're being a prick. I don't want to tell you everything about my life. And then I ended up telling him.
If you were black, you'd go to jail in this scenario.
Well, he was black.
Wow.
And he didn't go to jail.
But, but he's also used to, like, again, if a bunch of black kids did that in front of him and thought they could get away with it, then he'd probably do something.
But he did do he made me put my hands on my head and, like,
he did.
But fuck yeah, before he got out of the car. Like, he tried to fuck with me, you know what I mean? Like, and then I think I was definitely, we argued, and then I told him that I was on the radio, and I was like, you're going to make me late. He's like, you're going now? And I'm like, yeah, I'm on the way now. He's like, you're not going to talk about this, eh? And I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm going to talk about this. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm going to tell everybody what you did. And then he actually listened because he wanted to see it, and because I told him what channel. But we squashed it.
Yeah, it turned out nice, but I think you doing it right in front of a cop was a ballsy move. I wouldn't do that.
Right. I'd be like,
I don't need the headache of this guy,
I just thought it was such a little street and there was no cars there that I was like, you can't. That's not really jaywalking unless I made somebody stop. I know I'm in the wrong.
Yeah, because even if there's nobody there, what if you trip and fall and now you're laying in the
It would be
middle of
different
the
now.
road,
Will, it would be
trying
different
to-
now. I would not. I puffed up. I would not puff up this. I have a different reaction.
You've changed.
I have.
Yeah.
Thanks, Will.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So next time I won't jaywalk.
But it still sounds even the old Jason had a healthy confrontation with the guy.
Yeah. No. Yeah. But
You both worked it out.
In the end, yeah.
Yeah, but you're saying now you're gonna like be nicer right up top, and then who knows where that's gonna go? Probably.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's probably gonna end quicker, or at least end nicer.
Right, that's what I think. I believe that.
I'm with you on that. I like to try to do that myself, but as a person who's a comedian and somewhat quick-witted,
Yep.
I just say the wrong thing right out of the gate most of the time.
I know.
In confrontation.
No, it's that. I don't think that I have. Those are all the instincts that I have. So it's like whatever I do is it's a little delayed now, because I have to go first one. No, not a good idea. Second one, that's not a good idea.
Sometimes just entertain yourself in your head with what you would have said and write that tweet. You know, of what you would have done if you just lived in a world where you could get away with shit.
I'm not even going to tweet it. That's too sketchy.
Just go right on the radio and talk about it.
Yeah, man. I talk about problems that I have with my wife, and then maybe she'll hear it, and then that's how I'll get it out.
You guys have said my wife 3 times since I've been here, and I haven't yelled my wife in response once.
Why would you do that?
I do. It's a thing, but the listeners know that I do it all the time because it's so stupid.
Do people say their wife?
No, that I yell my wife when they say it.
Why do you yell it?
You know, Borat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Oh,
it's really dumb, but it's one of those things. Don't you have a thing where you say it every time, like it's movie related, where every time you hear a certain sentence, you say the next line from a movie that you've sort of memorized?
I think so,
Sometimes.
but not with the religious fervor that you have for this particular one.
I don't think it's religious. I mean, I just sat here and let you guys do 3 my wives without doing anything.
It was remarkable that you didn't.
No, you've really changed.
This is what I did last night on Douglas Movies. Cheech Marin said my wife, and I went like into the microphone so it wouldn't stop the conversation.
Oh, right. Just
But
keep
the
the flow.
listeners,
Right.
the listeners got to hear it.
Melissa, welcome to the show.
Hi. I just wanted to say I absolutely love the show. You were the reason why I am curious.
Thanks, Melissa.
But
That would be fucking so awesome. But lately,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
suck.
And that is why it pains me to say.
No, not at all. I have like a huge big question for Ben that I want, Doug Benson, that I want to pick his brain. Sorry, I'm a little bit nervous. This is the first time I've ever.
It's all right. Doug's worth $3 million. It's a huge celebrity, so go ahead.
I'm a huge fan of the conversation.
thank you.
What I wanted to know was I was watching a video of Mark Emery, and he was in Italy, and he said that the entire country you can't get real weed.
In Italy.
Yeah.
And are you worried about this because you're going there or something?
No, I was just wondering, like he said that it's an issue because of the decriminalization and everything like that, that they're starting to make this fake weed
No, I think you should stop worrying about it.
creeping in anywhere else.
Well, I love Mark Emery, but he's kind of a conspiracy guy, I think, in the weed world. So you should definitely,
Him very much with a grain of salt.
yeah,
Yeah.
you should definitely like to look into it more. I mean, thanks for calling and being a fan, but I don't have any idea what's
If I was you, Melissa, I would listen to your. Okay. All right, Doug's gonna go.
All right, thank you for calling.
Thanks, everybody. We're taking a break and we'll be back. Thanks, Doug.
Boom, speedy hour. I love it.
That's how we do it.
That was so fun. Ellis Mania, what's going on?
Right?
Yeah.
You are fighting Ari Shafir.
No!
Yeah, you are.
Oh my god, he's gonna take his big dong out.
And Joe Rogan.
Holy shit.
And Chuck Zito.
Is it happening?
It's happening every year.
It is?
Fuck yeah.
Same weekend?
No, this one's gonna be early. It's gonna be summertime.
Holy shit. I need to know, because I don't want to be booked somewhere.
Yeah, as soon as I know,
So
I'll
as
tell
soon
you.
as you guys know that Ellis Mania did nothing.
That's the. I mean, that's the like save link that I use.
No, not these. No. These say we know. No, I get new ones all the time.
Alright.
Always use them.
Just always white, huh?
Thank you.
So did you have like a little bit of a falling out with TJ once things started going a little?
No, it's funny. I was just on. He came in when I was on Sam Roberts. Jim Norton was out, but I was on with Sam, and TJ came in, and was most of what we said was on mic, but we had a great time, and he was funny, but he's just out of his mind. He's just a crazy person.
Oh shit, that come in today?
Oh, nice.
I'm a WWE fan, man.
You guys want to do a step and repeat photo?
Yeah.
Oh,
Take
okay.
off?
I think Jetty's out.
I'll just
Okay.
grab it.
Bye, guys.
See ya.
See you later.
Do you need photos, Will, that you want me to just email you the photo?
Can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, it's actually now okay. I found the one from what's the place? What's the yeah, no, I was looking for something that hasn't been uploaded yet.
Yeah, I'll see it. Later on, man.
Oh, Saudi's communications would be different. That I can understand because if Cohen is supposed to be a self-described fixer,
Right.
and if he would do anything to protect the president, and if there are rumors and innuendos of intimidation in the past, if the communication was, hey,
Put in-
so and so might put this video out there, go tell them what happens to them if they do,
Yeah.
that's an angle. I mean, I
So
just
it
made a
would
lot of
be-
shit up, but that's an angle.
But also, like, in order to get the warrant for that raid, they had to have more than just like a hunch on something.
Yeah, yeah.
A judge not to sign off on it, otherwise, especially something so politically divisive.
Well, and that it was the lawyer to be able to break attorney-client thing
Yeah.
was like a huge deal.
I just always wonder, once shit starts swirling, like, don't you have
From
some...
Syria to take the news off the.
Well, no, not that, but sure, but like, if you are in, let's just assume that there is something to hide for the sake of conversation, and that you're somewhere in the inner circle. A year ago, didn't the message get spread around the circle, destroy all incriminating evidence? Like, what the fuck is it worth now?
I've been wondering that too. Like,
And not just this, everything, like,
And I
anything.
think they were like, we can't do the same thing Hillary did with whitewashing all the emails. So, I don't know if they were super cautious about
Oh, maybe that's it. Like, oh yeah, Donald Trump and I just didn't email once for 18 months. Gotcha.
But doesn't Trump not use email? Wasn't that like a thing?
supposedly.
I think that there are emails. I just don't think he types them. I thought that was a thing where he would like dictate emails, but then that would also give you plausible deniability on.
Yeah.
Wait, did I say beat? I said buy him lunch.
It seems like Trump and this dude have been scumbags in crime for quite a while.
Oh, this guy's the consigliere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine he's probably kept his ass pretty clean. But who knows what they'll find? Because
Yeah.
they just yanked his cell phone right away. Who knows what they'll find in there?
Well, put it this way. Again, pure hypothetical. If Stormy Daniels is telling the truth and some guy came over and threatened her outside of her car, and she is able to give an accurate police description, and they're able to identify who that guy is, I would bet you that guy knows Michael Cohen intimately. Put it that way. If it's not Michael Cohen.
That's true.
That's a lot of ifs, naturally.
Yeah, all the shit that raid could have been about. I don't think I ever would have even guessed the grab him by the pussy thing.
Yeah.
God, just fucking get him on something already. For Christ's sake. How much lower do we have to
A million
sink?
times. Like he said during the campaign, he could shoot somebody in the face right in the middle of the street and nobody would give a shit.
I don't think we want Mike Pence running things. Because God talks to Mike Pence. And that is a problem.
No, God talks to Oprah too.
Imagine President Trump and President Pence are gonna do the same scumbag shit. At least Pence doesn't look like a disheveled fucking rambling maniac.
Yeah, he's a social conservative that blows Trump out of the water.
What's the name of that Alice in Chains song?
The begin with an S.
Sludge something.
Sludge Bucket?
I believe.
That sounds right.
Somebody tweeted at me that they did it on their Unplugged, and
Sludge Factory.
oh, somebody said that they did it on their Unplugged, and apparently it was particularly bad.
That would be a Trump unplugged song.
Right?
We go to the news now.
We don't
Meow,
want to.
meow. Should I sit out here and do one there?
I would.
Attention business owners.
Attention!
You already know about Dish and its great technology for watching TV at home, but did you know that the Dish also provides TV solutions for your business?
What?
Bars and restaurants rely on Dish to bring your favorite teams and the big games.
Any business.
And how about the doctor's waiting room?
Yeah, that's the best place.
That's Dish keeping you entertained while you wait.
Thank you, Dish.
Dish has solutions to make your hotel room feel more like home by giving you all the TV you love wherever you travel.
Can I put it in at the DMV?
Yep. From Fortune 1000 companies to mom and pop shops, Dish Business has the best entertainment for you.
It runs the gamut.
Open your doors to the new customers and the new opportunities that customizable programming packages and game-changing technology like the Dish Smart Box.
Game changer.
I love smart boxes.
Me too.
I'm not a fan of silly ones. Only Dish has the amazing value and technology to support your business.
Chuck it in the hopper.
From bars and restaurants to hotels and hospitals, Dish has a solution for you.
Thank you, Dish.
Dish award-winning technology is scalable, manageable, and affordable, and Dish will work with you to find the perfect solution for your specific needs.
Science.
To learn more, call Dish for your business at dish.com/business.
Yeah, web.
Right? Oh, fuck. That's totally my fault, guys. Sorry. I knew that was going to
Gotta
happen.
do the thing after the thing.
Yeah, I know. Hopefully this will make it up to you, Will.
Oh yeah.
You love this bit, right? Pump you
Turn
up.
my headphones up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your hair got thicker.
Did it?
Yeah.
It's new shampoo.
Right. Should have recommended it to me. It's too late now.
Well, I love that part.
Yeah.
People in Minnesota knew the store Dayton's. Had been around for a long time.
Famous throughout.
Like 100 years or something, actually. But
What is Dayton's?
Yeah, the store. They're tearing it down. They're doing some kind of community project. And anyway, the construction workers there have made a couple of odd discoveries.
Wait, it's a community project to tear down a beloved store?
Yes. No, they're renovating the community.
Oh, they're gonna make the
Get rid
store
of
even
the
better.
shithole. Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't know if they're still going to be in business or what.
They're
But
going to make mega Daytons.
that is not the point of the story. The point of the story is construction workers there found a wallet that was stolen from an employee in 1969
Yeah.
Money's still good.
and a monkey mummy.
Wait, a mummy wrapped up in toilet paper?
No,
or what?
no, an actual mummified monkey.
How?
Well, the spokesperson for the project says, we don't know a lot about this, but what I can say is that there was a monkey found during renovation.
Okay, because to me there's two different kinds of mummies, and I think, Jason, you're kind of alluding to the same thing. There's one thing if you go through the whole process and take the brains out through the nose and you wrap them up in gauze and then you put them inside an adorable little gold and blue sarcophagus.
Yeah.
Right?
And then there's just a monkey who died behind a wall.
Well,
Yeah, but how is he mummified?
well, I'll continue the story.
Okay.
Damn.
The statement said, we continue to find a lot of pieces of history, like this monkey. We also found some other things, but unfortunately, we also found this monkey.
I don't understand what's going on.
I found.
I
a
thought you
monkey.
said this. Okay.
Anyway, the mystery may have been solved by the mayor of Robbinsdale, who tells this story. The mayor says, my dad once stole a monkey from Dayton's in the 60s.
Yeah.
They went to school, they came back, and the monkey had shit everywhere. So they just brought it back to the store and let it loose in the store.
At that time, it was known as Dayton's Monkey Emporium.
Right, no, it was like a display monkey.
Place was full of monkeys then.
No, it was like a...
When I was a boy, it was Monkey Shack.
You know... This is
And there was Dayton's.
No.
Dayton's took over Monkey Shack.
Oh, they bought him
They,
out?
yeah, bought him out.
Hostile takeover?
Yeah, and then all of a sudden people didn't want to monkeys anymore.
No,
Yeah, Monkey
no.
Hut couldn't compete, and next thing you know...
And now people are using their eye monkeys. No, but this is this is the monkey here. He's all petrified and shit.
Yes,
and,
He's terrified.
Yep.
No, he's awful. He's in awful shape. But he's
They
still
got him,
alive.
though.
No. It was part of a display, like, I don't know, maybe they had him, like, chained to a bicycle or
Wait,
on
he
a
was-
hot plate so
Oh.
they could make him dance. I don't
Yeah.
know. People used to do stuff like that with animals back in those days.
Cool.
He used to chain animals up and make them dance on hot plates.
For
Classic
my-
Dayton's.
Monkey Shack. Let's be serious.
For my signature segment today in Squirrel Science, the most comprehensive study of a squirrel's decision-making process is complete, and the results can now be publicly shared.
Eh?
Here's the results.
Okay.
As the squirrel rotates a nut between its front paws, its brain is considering, do I eat this now or do I eat it later? That's from the University
Right.
of
I knew that.
Berkeley.
I knew that.
I do the same thing when I palm nuts.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do that story now.
You can. You have to.
A kid died
Oh, I don't want to.
from drinking an energy drink, but now they're gonna make it.
Oh, okay. Now that is interesting.
No,
So
they're
now
making
they
a
have.
law.
Yeah. Good.
South
Good.
Carolina, if you're under 18, you can't buy energy drinks.
Yeah.
You
Why
can't
did-
sell them to kids?
Yeah.
That makes sense. This
I know.
This one kid had just had a large Mountain Dew, some kind of like McLatte or something, and then drank an energy drink. And there, he's not the only one. There have been people who have on their death certificate it says caffeine-induced cardiac event. causing a probable arrhythmia. Since 2012, Poison Control Centers nationwide have recorded 2,214 cases of young people below 18, getting sick after drinking energy drinks. In 2011, nearly 1,500 teens went to the emergency room for an energy drink-related emergency. I'm gonna die.
Okay, but you just said that this guy drank a Mountain Dew,
Yep.
which is still legal for children,
Mhm.
a McLatte,
Yep.
which is still legal for children, and then he drank the energy drink, but they're illegal and that's what killed him.
But the energy drinks tend to contain way more caffeine than the
What's the
other
comparison?
beverages
What's the
do.
comparison between a Monster energy drink, like a 16-ouncer, and a McLatte?
I don't know. We should look that up. But also, these drinks contain taurine and other products besides caffeine that would, cause you to have energy. That's the whole plan behind it.
It's weird how, like, the world was built before Monster.
Yeah.
It's weird how people think they need it.
No, you put it perfectly over 10 years ago. You just said, when did everybody get so tired?
Right. I think that was a really bad thing that I brought up on the radio.
That's a good point.
But still,
No, but I think it's like a drug thing when you
I don't even think it gives me energy. Like, I don't even feel like coffee gives me energy. Like, I drink it sometimes. I'll drink it if I don't have one. I'm like, oh, I'm crashing. I ain't crashing. I think if I drink too much in the day, that fucks with me more than anything. I'm just normal.
I think with the energy drinks in particular, people, it's like a drug thing where, Steve-O was worried he wouldn't be funny if he wasn't on drugs. I think people, have a Red Bull and then they go to work and like, hey, I'm knocking shit out.
Yeah.
And then they think, I have to have one to knock shit out
Right.
eventually. It's part of the habit that develops.
Yeah.
This graphic shows 160 milligrams of caffeine in a Monster and 330 milligrams of caffeine in a 16-ounce Starbucks coffee.
Right, so
So the
Telly has a point there. That what you need to ban.
Well-
It's like more like it's a personal stab at energy drinks when it should be caffeine.
No, no.
I mean, how do I know? How do I figure that out in fucking 10
Okay.
seconds? And the government has a rule where you
No,
shouldn't be allowed to
you're
give
wrong.
kids coffee.
It's because you're
I'm
wrong.
wrong.
Well, no, you're wrong. Because, like I said, the energy drinks contain more than just caffeine. And, kids tend to drink these things like they're soda pop.
Okay, what if I just drink water spiked with taurine and ginkgo biloba? I'm pretty sure I'm same old G.
Yeah, why am I wrong by saying that you have to be 18 to consume caffeine? How is that wrong?
Oh, I'm not saying that's wrong. I'm saying that in this case,
I'm saying that they
caffeine
fucked
does not
up.
equal energy drink.
I'm saying they fucked up by doing it to energy drinks. They should just do caffeine because then it would have them and man. I don't know who the fuck's giving kids lattes. Do you not know that caffeine's not a good idea to give kids?
yeah.
What
No.
the fuck?
Well, but if you're talking about a 14 to 15-year-old who's giving it to him, the person who works at McDonald's who could give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's not like their adults are giving to him. I will agree with you, Will, to the extent that I don't think lattes are, to the best of my knowledge, aggressively marketed to children or cool to children. Energy drinks are marketed to children, well, young people, teens.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's that.
But also, what are you Googling, Andrew? Because it looks like you're trying to come up with a certain point.
He was on caffeineinformer.com, which definitely does not seem like it was funded by energy drinks or Starbucks.
I mean, you didn't click on the energy drinks worse for your heart than caffeine alone study.
That's from NBC News. They're one of the finest fake news outlets
5
we
reasons
have.
why coffee's a better choice. Okay. How much caffeine in coffee, tea, cola?
Yeah.
What about that one?
Do you know though that it's a tough one because the genie's out of the bottle or whatever. Let's just say you went to South Carolina, whatever state this is, and you said, right, Monster energy drinks are illegal if you're under 18, and coffee is illegal if you're under 18. Kids will go, okay, well then fuck that. Give me a 6-pack of Mountain Dew. Give me a 12-pack of Mountain Dew, and then you go, okay, well then I guess we have to make Coke illegal for people under 18. And now all of a sudden it's the nanny state made Coke illegal for children.
Right.
Which is a really good idea. Because,
Well,
dude,
yeah, I mean-
what about if you do the other science of how bad all the sugar is for children to consume in
Okay,
their
but-
their
Now we
And
have
Ma- and Ma-
McDonald's and any
Yeah.
restaurant
Yes.
that has a certain amount of fat or
Yeah.
anything
Yes.
illegal.
For kids, yes.
And but we're not living in America anymore. I mean, we're not. I mean, because now now the government's telling me what I can eat and what I can't eat.
But they're doing that for you already.
The government also told me I can't eat cigarettes.
What the fuck are you talking about? You can't. There's a
And I
bunch of
was
stuff.
okay, and I was okay with that.
You can't smoke weed.
The government told me I had to send my children to school. I was okay with that.
There's certain things that people are okay with, and certain things people aren't. I mean, look.
But you know
we
what?
have a socialist.
Okay, would you
school
take
system.
away what you just said? It wouldn't be America. What would it be like if kids couldn't consume sugar and caffeine until they were 18? Like too much of it, that is.
No, it would be good
It would
for
be.
the kids.
Right, but you're saying America would be ruined.
I'm saying
Wouldn't
that
be America anymore.
right. It wouldn't be because supposedly we live in a country where we can make reasonable decisions about our lives.
So
and
you
our
just said
children's
said
lives.
reasonable.
Yeah.
Is it reasonable
To say, hey, it's
To
a
raise your
birthday.
kid- to
Here's
raise-
a fucking hamburger.
to
Yeah.
raise your kids on and fill them with disease?
Fill them with disease? No, but can they have a happy meal when they turn 16?
Why can't they just have a a
Birthday
cake?
carrot?
A birthday cake.
No,
you can
no,
still have
no.
a
That's
cake.
sugar.
Why do you have
not
to be?
healthy.
Why are you being a cunt about it?
What? Because
What? Like,
I'm
you just wanna
arguing the
talk-
opposite point.
All right. Yeah, but over every word that I say. All right.
I didn't mean to be offensive.
I think that there are lots of things that, and I'm not arguing one way or the other. I'm just saying I think that there are lots of things that probably seem like massive government intervention at the time that we now take for granted. Child labor used to be legal. I'm pretty sure speeding tickets were new at some point. We accept all sorts of limitations on our quote unquote freedom. Even when it comes to guns, you can't buy a nuke. You can't buy a tank. So when we say freedom, we all know that we're
Can you really not buy a tank?
You can buy a tank.
I was gonna say, I think you
I
can.
get your point. Yeah.
Yeah, we all accept lots of constraints on total and absolute freedom. It's just the constraints that we're used to, we kind of forget about. When there's a new one, it seems like it's a total, fresh, and unprecedented attack on our freedoms. I'm not saying kids shouldn't be able to drink Coke or should be able to drink Coke, but the fact that I don't know that you can call that un-American. Because kids used to smoke cigarettes.
No, that is true, but it also, and I hate the even term, but it also seems like you're sloping down into an area where the government soon will tell you exactly what you eat every day.
Well, what about if they even just gave you the information a lot? I feel like you can search for it and you'll get it, but I don't think a lot of people know the sugar thing. So I've sort of been forced to read it sometimes because people I know post about it a lot, and I'm like, wow, I didn't know sugar did that much to your brain. Like, kind of stopped me from. I mean, I'm not really a soda drinker anymore because of how I figured out that just didn't help me day to day. It's like, you know what I mean? Do I want to eat a fucking chocolate cake before I go to work? No, I won't feel good. But I don't think the average person knows how bad it is to let your kid have a Sprite or whatever. Like, it's not good for you.
They have done better jobs doing that. They made restaurants start posting the calories and all that kind of stuff. But, for example, I had no idea that a latte would have 280 milligrams of caffeine in it, whereas, an energy drink would have way less than that, like a fourth of that.
A lot of it is because, like, if it was legal but it was completely shunned by society, there's lots of things that you can do with your kids that are legal, but you just look like a shithead for doing it, so people don't do them. So what you need is for people with a voice, for lack of a better word, celebrities, to go, I don't care if it's legal. You shouldn't let your kids do X, Y, or Z. And I think the reason why that hasn't happened is because we've had like network style TV and
They got sponsors.
magazines and shit like that. Yeah, it's going to be hard for a TV show to really just like hammer Mountain Dew when there's a good chance that whoever owns Mountain Dew advertises on the
paying
network. And this is where like podcasts and shit come in, frankly, because as they get bigger, they are beholden to a handful. I mean, you're probably never going to hear a podcast talk about how actually MeUndies suck dick.
Yeah,
like
there's Blue Apron.
Yeah, there's a handful of punches that will
Right.
most definitely be pulled, but it's not going to be this overarching, well, but you're owned by this thing that's also owned by that thing, and we're owned by this thing that's also owned by that thing, so here's this whole area of topics that we don't even touch on.
Oh, that's interesting because this show, I believe, wouldn't do that because Jason would turn down a sponsorship from someone that he truly did not believe in. So, and you guys do say whatever you think about shit. So.
Well, and ignorance is bliss. Because
Yeah, we invented podcasting.
we said whatever we wanted on a music channel because we didn't have to worry about pissing off advertisers, and now we just don't hear the ads. I have no idea. For all I know, the show's sponsored by Coke, and we're just shitting all over the
Winston cigarettes.
Absolutely no idea.
I would have caught
Yeah,
that
this could
for
be the
sure.
Pall Mall hour, for all I know.
Speaking of health, a North Texas pediatrician has been suspended from his practice for some behavior.
With kids,
Yeah, I mean, well, but it's
Pediatricians always doing shit with kids.
right?
It's either
Bad shit, though, you're saying.
It's not as bad as you might think, but it is weird. Last week he showed up to work crying and wearing pajamas. And in January, the doctor was roughhousing with a 2-year-old, and he tried to throw him on his shoulder and missed, and he dropped the kid on his head. But the thing that got the coworkers really to start noticing his behavior is, according to these documents, he started praying out loud while he's with these patients and yelling the word Satan.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
Those are dead giveaways that your brain's fucking with you.
Yeah.
Because you always bring that one up.
Satan, ISIS.
Yeah.
This guy's touched.
Co-workers noticed he was wearing the same sweatpants and shirt to work every day. He started bringing a dog into the office and rolling around in the hallways with it, and started showing up late and missing appointments and arriving with slurred speech. Co-workers said, "Hey, why are you late today?" And he said,
Satan.
"I was having sex with your fiance."
Oh, that's real. Has he ever been to a church naked?
Slapped a co-worker on the rear, kissed one on the face, called a staff meeting to announce he was now single.
Okay, how many of these before they... How do you get that much of a list before he doesn't come in anymore?
He handed out prescription pads to the office staff and told them to write them if they need them.
What a fucking champion.
Doctor
should
feel good.
He should be in jail, though. I mean, not in jail, just... He needs to be in the he needs help.
Yeah, temporarily suspended. Well,
yeah. And then they need to figure out what happened to his mind because it ran away.
Yes. Yeah. In sad news, the oldest man in the world is still alive.
Yeah.
Fuck.
He's
How long was
What's he
that
like?
guy?
Is he $120?
He's 112. I think there's actually an older woman, but he's the oldest.
Has anyone done $120?
I think the woman is getting close to that.
I believe so.
Yeah, it's impressive.
It's going to get easier and easier for there to be 120-year-olds because of advances in science, but also because a lot of the super old people of the past, nobody could verify when they were born.
And especially in Japan, I mean, Japanese people are living way longer than everybody else, generally speaking.
That's because they don't eat.
Tell me about it. I'm living with my mother-in-law.
Oh!
Not being a part of that, no. He thinks they're not listening, but you never know.
He lives near some hot springs and apparently soaks in those every day. Maybe that's the secret to
It's because he doesn't fucking do anything.
Keeping your skin on.
You live a long time if you just stay still. Don't eat too much. Don't do too much. Just relax and move slow.
There you go.
And you'll live a long time. Don't fall on the ground a lot, Just easy does it. All the time. Always easy. Everything neat, easy.
Simple.
We're getting stuff. It's going to be okay.
Chill out.
We're going to get things done. And that for 120 years, and that's how long you'll make it.
Yeah, if you could stay in that state of mind where you're just like, everything's just flowing.
Nope.
No, it's not going to happen. John Boehner, you know who that is? He's the
No.
guy you can totally tell smokes like 10 packs of cigarettes a day just by looking at his face.
It's
No.
pronounced boner.
Okay.
John Boehner?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, wait. What's John Boehner?
He was the Speaker of the House for a while. He said he is unalterably opposed to legalizing marijuana years ago. But now he's joined the board of a cannabis corporation and is promoting medical marijuana.
Well, things have changed, Will.
Yeah, he got paid.
His thinking has evolved,
Yes.
as they say.
Yeah, it has. Great. What's wrong with that?
Evolved right into the bank account. I don't know about him. He seems like an all right fella. But a lot
Sure,
of people...
people say that a lot about John Bono.
Yeah, I don't know anything about John Bono, but he seems like a snake.
He seems like he smokes a lot.
Well, that's okay, man. He looks like he enjoys them.
A lot.
What's
It
wrong
looks
with
like-
that?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with
Yeah, why are we
smoking.
chastising this
No,
guy
I'm
for
not.
smoking
I'm just
cigs?
saying he looks like he smokes a lot.
I think he looks good. I kind of like him. He kind of looks cool, like a badass.
It looks like somebody said, hey, that guy looks just like the evil senator in some 80s action movie. Let's make him a real senator.
Anyway, so he says we should deschedule the drug so we can do research and medical stuff. It'll help the
I agree.
veterans and all that. And yeah, I think we're actually really close to everyone evolving their thinking on this and passing some federal law on
Yeah,
the
no doubt.
subject.
You mentioned, how are we doing with the veterans? Are they getting better taken care of these days, I would hope?
I would certainly hope so.
Yeah, what's up with the suicides? Have they slowed down from 20 a day? What happened to all that stuff?
I wouldn't necessarily expect that to move all that radically because you're talking about, obviously, for somebody to be moved to suicide, there was a long history of shit that got them to that point.
Yeah.
And I would expect that even if you started doing everything right as best you could, to be a couple years lag before
Right.
you'd really see the effects. I'm just talking about like benefits and homelessness and shit like that.
Well, look, this is anecdotal evidence, but I haven't seen a scandalous story about that recently that comes to mind. So that's at least a little hopeful sign.
Maybe, but doesn't it just seem like sometimes that stories, like whole subjects, sort of become hot and get talked about, and then they kind of go away, and it's not really clear that there was any total resolution to them?
Save Jumbo or
Just
whatever.
almost
Yeah.
like it suited somebody's interest for something to become a big story for a while, and then it no longer was something that they were using
Yeah.
Yeah,
either for or against themselves.
Right, right.
For themselves or against someone else.
Right.
let's stay on that. What's going on? Trump orders.
Expanded mental health services. Okay, so that's a start. That is the start. I'm not shitting on Donald Trump when I say this. That is a start. A lot of times, you can find a politician who goes, well, this is why I supported the blah 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 act, but when you do a little digging, it's like, well, actually, he knew that thing was going to get voted down, and he just wanted to cover his ass. And this is a start politically. Is anything actually? I believe Donald Trump wants to help the veterans, but is anything actually happening?
Right.
Yeah, look, just to be crass about it, it's in politicians' best interest to help veterans,
Right.
That's a good look for them. So
It's never bad.
They should be doing everything they can.
I hope that they are.
It is the cutest sounding crime ever, but in reality it's kind of really horrific.
Hello Kitty murders again.
No. In Newport News, Virginia, a man told police that a little boy pointed a gun at him and robbed his ice cream truck.
The ice cream guy gave him the money?
The ice cream man told police he was approached by a group of 5 or 6 boys. He was in the truck on Sunday. One of the boys asked for ice cream while the others stayed back. He got his ice cream, and that's when the kid brought out the weapon.
A real gun.
Yeah, and said, I need your money. And the truck driver gave him the money and his ice cream, and they ran away.
Fuck yeah.
It's awesome. That sounds like a Cash Money music video.
I respect that kid. He's going to be a star. Or dead.
Yeah.
If he lives,
one or
that
the
kid's
other.
going places.
Yeah. If he makes it to 21, he's going to be huge.
It's already common for law enforcement to employ facial recognition and license plate matching as part of their video camera surveillance. Now, an Israeli company has designed and successfully tested a program where artificial intelligence is applied to video surveillance systems. So, artificial intelligence went through hours and hours and hours of videotape from security cameras of people committing crimes.
Yeah.
I'm going to plant a bomb here. I'm going to rob this store. Seeing what the people looked like and acted like before they committed the crime. And from that, the AI formulated its own opinions and was able to watch other security tapes and tell which guy was going to commit the crime before it happened.
Yes.
Which is kind of crazy because you hook that up to a live system in New York or London, and now you've got like the Minority Report thing going. This
Absolutely.
person is going to commit a crime.
That's very scary stuff,
Yeah.
Will. Lance, welcome to the Jason Ellis Show.
That was me. What's up, brother?
Hey.
Hey, you were talking about the DNA a minute ago and how, no news is good news, but
Oh wait, so the crazy doctor, the guy that everybody laughed about because he's sort of a character in his own right. That guy is the head of the veterans. Okay, all right, thank God. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Because that's Caligula's horse being in the Senate. Gotcha. Okay. Mm-hmm. That seems like a really Trumpy thing. Is I've met this guy and I took the measure of this man or this woman and I believe that they can do this job regardless of whether or not on paper they have the qualifications for it.
I'm confused.
In other news, police say a 20-year-old...
I like Will's news because I learn from Will's news. I understand what he says.
A 20-year-old Northeast Washington, D.C. man was arrested Monday after a carjacking incident. The suspect approached the female driver. He held her at gunpoint and demanded the keys. The suspect was apprehended after a foot chase. He ditched the car and ran off. The police got him. The victim was a nun. She had the full nun thing on. The habit and all that. And that just made me wonder... If you're gonna rob somebody and you turn the corner and see, oh God, it's a nun, does that make you change your mind?
No, it means it's easier.
Does it make you hesitate?
No,
because they're gonna turn the other cheek.
No, I want the money to get the drugs, fucker. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you got a habit. Me too, a crack habit.
Yeah.
Oh,
man, you're missing the point, man.
That deserves a bell ring. Come on, man.
They rob their moms and rob nuns.
Well, maybe it's because of this. Basically, religion is going away in America.
That's not American.
To a large extent.
That's not true, though.
In 2007, only 16% of Americans say they were affiliated with no religion. In 2013, that poll found that 23% of Americans do not subscribe to any religion. And then just 2 years later, that number increased to around 35%.
Whoa.
This new report says that millennials, so anybody born after 1980 basically, is the main cause of the dramatic increase of people not being affiliated with any religion. But still, Christians do have like the biggest religion voting block. You combine the Catholics and the evangelicals.
I'm not a racist, but I am a separatist.
And they have the biggest religious vote. Number 2 are the Jews. Number 3 are the Muslims. And Buddhists are in 4th place. The Buddhist vote. You never hear about it.
Carrying the Buddhist block.
Right.
Yeah, they vote libertarian. Nobody cares.
Who's the biggest Buddhist supporter?
Richard Gere.
He's not the biggest. I'm sorry. He's the biggest homo in it, but he ain't the biggest support. I mean, who's the big guy now? Or is it still Gere? Is Gere still the kingpin of Buddhism?
The face of...
Celebrity Buddhism.
American Buddhism.
This sounds like an ABC television show. Celebrity Buddhism.
Wait. Who wears that weird necklace? Wait.
Mr. T.
No. I've got it. What about the guy that was married to Mariah Carey and he wears that weird fucking magical hat now?
Nick Cannon?
Yeah, is he a Buddhist? I mean, what the fuck is that hat? Oh. Is it?
That's got to be a huge drop from the Christian voting bloc to the Jewish voting bloc.
Yeah, it is.
Because the percentage of Jews in America is really, really small.
Is it?
The prominence that they have in our society is way outsized relative to their numbers.
Yeah, and while people, in general, the associating yourself with a religion is dropping off, the Christians still have it by a long mile.
Yeah, I bet Christians are like 60% and Jews are like 5%.
Yeah, I don't know what the actual numbers are, but yeah. Guess who's back?
Paul Hogan?
No.
Michael Jordan?
Our old friend Syphilis.
Oh, wait, another one that can't be beaten.
No, it's just making a huge comeback in the United States. Health researchers are using something odd to predict where the next outbreak will be, and this seems to be working out for them. They're using Google searches and tweets. and not for symptoms. Like, not people Googling, like, hey, what is this spot, or why do I itch? Why does it burn? Whatever. It's people at the University of California, Los Angeles, and the CDC got together, formed an artificial intelligence program that identifies with very high accuracy where and when a syphilis outbreak is likely to occur, and it's based on Google search terms and social media comments related to risky sexual behavior.
Yeah, if everybody in a certain town starts Googling, whoa, do I have syphilis?
No, but it's not the symptoms. It's like, hey,
I'm
I'm
looking
going to
at
raw dog this
how many
chick
dicks
or
can I get
whatever.
in an ass?
Yeah, exactly. It's
And they feel the wave coming when people start thinking they're going to start putting it in unprotected holes.
yeah, let's go. It's syphilis time.
Wow. So when you feel you and your friends are like, hey man, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling like fucking some unprotected ass.
Yeah.
You feel that lately? Yeah, you know what, Jace? That's weird you bring that up. I'm thinking about fucking some unprotected vag right now myself.
Let's tweet it.
Let's tweet it. Jason L. Show. Anybody out there looking to have unprotected sex? Holler at your boy.
Right.
What if they find out that it's just like when like the Black Crows come to town?
Which is so fucking more believable than the other ones, because God, they're festering pricks.
Just completely correlates with searches for Chris Robinson.
Fucking, you got syphilis, bitch.
That would be awesome.
Just the Pied Piper of syphilis.
He just never got it. He can just keep it. Now you got syphilis, a bit of half. He's got syphilis on his feet and he doesn't wear shoes, so everywhere he walks it's syphilis.
Just leaving a trail.
Oh God. A snail trail. Of
Yes.
Yeah, all these people tweeted, I just saw the singer of the Black Crows. And 3 weeks later.
Guess who just drank some of my water?
Oh.
The interesting thing about this and the video camera story and the artificial intelligence is the predictive nature of it, and also that the kind of the internet is the collective consciousness of the human race in a way.
Uh-oh.
And also when you set one of these AI programs or whatever out there to learn how to do something, usually the scientists involved don't know how it's doing what it's doing because it taught itself how to do that thing. So it's just what other applications could you have using all the information of all the people that are putting all that stuff out there? To what other things could you find? Like, are people likely to be in a bad mood, or where's the next terrorist attack? I don't know.
I like mysteries in my life. I don't want the robots to tell me everything that's going to happen. I kind of like the seat of my pants a little bit, and I don't really want robots to take that away from me.
Yeah, the mystery.
Even if you have it, I feel like I'm old enough to where you can invent it and you can all have it. I don't have to be a part of it. I can be like old man, like Bitters, and just be like, I don't use that fucking thing. You know what I mean? That thing don't. I'm not wearing that fucking space helmet, assholes. Spitting on the carpet and shit.
Yeah, my mom's totally hooked on Facebook. My dad doesn't even know what he's looking at, and they're both valid decisions.
Right. Yeah, your dad's not. He didn't lose anything.
By the way,
your mum might disagree, but I think he didn't lose anything.
Yeah, I think he's doing just fine.
I'm sorry, but you said spit, and that just reminded me. Last night I saw a guy spit on another person.
Yeah,
Two other people.
Was that person being mean though?
No, they had their backs turned to this guy. Two regular people. It was a homeless guy, and he just went poof in their direction. I don't know how much got on him or whatever, but he spit in their direction. He was like 4 feet away from them. They both turned real quickly because they heard the sound and were scared.
I mean, should I go with you?
Yeah, maybe one of these.
Because wow, it's just constant with you.
And just a couple other news things to cover. The must-have item of the season. So long Picasso painting. What you need, the new in item is dinosaurs.
Yeah, right.
Oh, do they look like real ones and they move?
No, they are real dinosaur bones.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and you put them on the wall?
Or hang them up. Actually, one of my kids' friends has a Triceratops head in like their living room or something.
Yeah, they must be rich.
They are, yeah. Well, skeletons of an Allosaurus and a Diplodocus are up for auction in Paris this week, being marketed as hip interior design shit.
Yeah, of course, yeah, fuck yeah.
I've got skeletons in my house. They're just cats. and
I've got
stuff.
skeletons in my closet.
Oh.
Will, here's a quote, circling back to something we were talking about earlier from a U.S. lawmaker. Doing blank was anti-American, anti-Republican, anti-democratic. It may do in a monarchy where all is forced and compulsory, but in a free society it is unjust, wrong, and unconstitutional.
Seatbelts.
Sending kids to school. Forcing kids to go to school.
Boom! I've been served!
In 1876.
How's it feel, Will?
Oh, man.
I know, right?
Really am eating a shit sandwich now.
You've only got a few minutes.
Let me,
Desecrated.
I want to tell you about so many things.
We'd love to learn.
Well, can I tell you this Trump story without
Yeah.
it being political?
It could be
It's gonna
political.
It's going to be political. But I'm not doing this. I think it's funny what this guy said.
What happened?
Well, this new post from this conservative commentator, he used to work for Fox, Eric Erickson, he said he met up with a Republican senator, congressman, and they met up in a secret location. Well, they actually met up at a grocery store so nobody would see them together. And this guy had all kinds of crazy things to say about Trump. This guy does not reveal the congressman's identity, but some of the quotes are, it's like Forrest Gump won the presidency, but an evil, really fucking stupid Forrest Gump. He can't help himself. He's just a fucking idiot who thinks he's winning when people are bitching about him. But he goes on to say, I hate Forrest Gump. I heard you hate it too. What an overrated piece of shit movie. Can you believe it? It beat Shawshank Redemption?
He's right.
He just went off the rails and started talking about Shawshank. But, I mean, this... if we're going to lose because of him, we might as well impeach the motherfucker. Take him out with us and let Mike Pence take over. At least we'd sleep at night. He's saying all this shit and calling him motherfucker and all that. And the guy says to him somewhere in the article, the guy says, hey, don't you feel weird about saying nice things about him, on Fox, and then you come, and you say all this shit? He's like, no, everybody talks this way. So that doesn't make me feel good about things that senators are saying,
But maybe that guy's lying.
Could be, but I think he's been a pretty respected person in the news.
Peyton, what do you want?
Yesterday y'all were talking about Will's girlfriend just got a +1 to the wedding. But answer, that would be a great contest. Contest for a fan of the +1 to the wedding.
Yes.
That would be a
Andrew's
great
fiance
contest.
was just saying that.
Yeah, I know.
She loves the show, right?
All for it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you can go, Peyton.
We should just tweet out the time and location, and there you go.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Jesse, what's up, man?
Hey, latest update on the CDC syphilis outbreak in the New Orleans area. Gentlemen, I'm looking to have some unprotected sex with the butt.
There it is, New Orleans. Look out.
At Touffet.
That place is going to be raging with Sif.
And Black Crows.
By the way, speaking of speaking of the shit-talking congressman, I knew a guy who guarded the president back when Clinton was in office.
Yeah.
And he talked shit on Clinton all the time.
Right, and he had sex with women too.
He said, look, I would take a bullet for him. That's what I do.
But he's
It's
a
my
cocksucker.
job. But, I think he's a piece of shit president.
Wow.
Yeah. So, I mean, people do give their... I wish everybody just be a little more honest. Maybe they don't have to say piece of shit motherfucker, but they can give their real opinions.
Being honest is overrated sometimes.
What's the word? Is it valet or valet when you assist somebody?
You're a valet.
A valet?
Yes.
The old saying goes, no man is a hero to his valet.
Oh, yeah, that's a good...
Because you may seem like a great man to the public, but the person who's around you all the time knows you're a shithead.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
A wise man once said in a stand-up thing, if it feels like two fingers, it's probably a dick. Don't die.
That's a t-shirt. He said he wakes up in the morning, shits all over Twitter, shits all over us, shits all over staff, then goes hit some golf balls. Fuck him! I can't say this or I get run out of town. But fuck that motherfucker.
Man.
I just imagine